we have on our plate for today some group stage action, and then this is going to lead into a top 8 bracket. The first round is like single elim, and then the next round is double elim, where you get to that lower bracket. 2 groups of 6, snake drafted, so they already did the snake draft, and now it's full round robin, such that there are 5 rounds where every person will fight every other person in their group. And then when they go to the top 8 bracket, it's going to be seeded in such a way that no one from like group 1 is going to play group 1, and no one from group 2 is going to be playing group 2 until the finale. Holy shit, we're off. Okay, are doobies in? Okay, I'm going doobies versus Oda. Also, I'm switching the music real quick. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in fight number 1. There's only one soundtrack to watch Doobie Dobies take down Oda Block 2, and that is the Halo soundtrack. Doobie Dobies, what do you got? Wait, Doobies is crazy ahead in this fight, by the way. Doobies is up 170 damage, nearly 200 damage. Does take a big barrage. He's feeling it. He's locked in. Hits a 23 ice barrage on the Venge. Prays melee for that 31 VLS. Steps under the DD. Pots up. He senses the moment. Big jab. 22 on the robes. Odablock splashes. The VLS coming out. It's a 17 on the prey. 29 jab. Return from Odablock into a 11 freeze. Doobie's fresh frozen. Oda about to be unfrozen. 20 jab. Step under. Odablock on DD control. Doobie Dobie's still up 100 damage, but that can change in an instant. Odablock hits the Vengeance. Sends a jab. Odablock gets caught. A 6 ice barrage on that Venge. Doobie Dobie's about to have DD control. Has it. Auto casting the barrages. Gets frozen. Those 25 big ice barrage. Hits a 27 ice barrage to return. A 40 VLS coming out from Odablock. Odablock. It's a 39 blood barrage and nearly even on damage now. Doobie's only up 30 damage. Oh, Odablock gets a massive 42. Doobie's catches an ice barrage onto Oda's Venge. Gets the step under, eats the remainder of his food. He's at 16 HP, 10 HP after getting frozen here. A 9 blood barrage lands for Doobie Dobies. Can he bring this back? A 3 blood barrage lands for Odablock. If Doobie's didn't hit that blood barrage, that 3 would have procced the redemption, but Doobie's got enough healing that it didn't proc the redemption. Doobie's looking to spam the VLS. No, gets hit a 48 jab on the way out. Odablock came back crazy style. Doobie's genuinely might have had that. It seemed like a bit of his damage turned off at the end. I'm not too sure what went wrong there at the end, but Doobie's goes down in game 1. Let's go. We're back in Mika Torvesta. This is the end of their fight of round number 1. Mika catches the freeze, Torvesta catches the freeze, same time. Bolts flying, Mika's connects a 38 bolt. A 22 blood barrage lands for Torvesta. Bolts flying, 38, another 38 bolt from Mika. What is this? A 2 return bolt from Torvesta. That's not going to even the damage. Torvesta only has 2 hard food. Mika has 4. Halberd? No. Faking into the Voidwaker, and Torvesta keeps his magical prayer on. It was actually a 37 on magical prayer. Insane. It would have been massive. Torvesta, though, no food, no HP, 31 HP, 25 HP now. Just looking for anything. Mika hits a 12 blood barrage into a bolt that doesn't need anything. The blood barrage connects for... No, the 21 takes Torvesta out the game before the healing can come in. Good fight, says Mika. They're going game 2. Doobie Dobies versus Odablock. Here we go. Redemption match. This is a best of 3. And they're in the Zerker bracket. So they are switching gear sets every fight. Maybe that means they go 3 fights no matter what. We'll see. Tembo from Doobies flashes the AGS. Odablock doing well to DD to avoid that. Blood barrage lands for Oda. 18. Doobies returns a 5 bolt. Oda sends an AGS. It doesn't hit. It was on Doobies melee prayer. Bit of a bolts exchange. 23 ice barrage catches Doobie Dobies, and now he catches Odablock same time next to him with a 10. Oda returns a 23 blood barrage. Doobie Dobies looking for anything, takes a 28 ice blitz, sends an AGS, it does not hit anything. Couple of splashes, whip hits hitting low, bolt 19 from Odablock. Doobies, a 1 blood barrage landing. That ice barrage from Oda, not in time to refreeze Doobies, but that one is now same time, both of them frozen. Doobies shows his AGS, sends it on melee prayer, hits a 0. Very unhumble specs for Doobie Dobies. A 24 staff bash from Odablock. And to a 36 bolt from Doobie Dobies. A bolt proc 13 onto Doobies. 16 for a 13. Doobies was a blood barrage though, so he gets the better of it by far. 26 maximum bolt onto that range prayer. And Doobies gets hit a 22 into a 23 as he's looking for that DD control. Now they're frozen same time next to each other. Couple of splashes, a whip hit, nothing. Staff bash, nothing. A blood barrage landing 3 for Oda. Doobies, nothing. An 8 from Oda, a 4 from Doobies. Doobies looking way less on food. He's down about 100 damage. Doobies catches the refreeze, but then gets refrozen. Can't get that DD. Oda block, no follow-up damage. Doobies a 3 blood barrage. Oda 8 blood barrage. Oda spamming those blood barrages, connecting an 18. Doobies connecting a 19 though. 10 bolt from Oda. Nothing else seems to be landing though. 18 blood barrage from Doobie Dobies. And he catches the refreeze. Can he get the DD? Gets hit massive as he's looking for it though. Has to spend some time eating up. Whip hit, 15, earns a free hit. It was a bolt, a 7 onto Odablock's ropes. Does get refrozen though. Odablock catches a 13 ice barrage. Into a 20 AGSer. Odablock with DD control for a little moment longer, but Doobie's about to be unfrozen. Looking for some freeze control of his own. Splashing. Gets hit an 11 blood barrage from Odablock. Now catches 27 ice barrage. Hits a 6 whip to get the DD. A 17 for a 20 traded Odablock's favor. A whip hit for Doobies. Hits a 4. Gets a free hit. Into a whip hit. Hits a 0. Goes for the blood barrage. Connects a 29. Big blood barrage. Doobies always still down 130 damage. Catches up a bit with that 21 bolt though. AGSer. A 52 onto Odablock. Odablock barely missing the prayer by a tick. 19 ice barrage freezes Doobie Dobies. Odablock gets the time to reset his HP a bit. Working on the DD. A big freeze coming out from Doobie's 23. Odablock catches that 14 ice barrage. Doobie's about to be unfrozen. Odablock hitting a 0 blood barrage into a 16 blood barrage. A 10 whip hit. Doobie Doobie steps under with the DD. Doobie Doobie's down 79 damage. Can he bring this one back? Frozen off of Oda. 1 into a 32. Good fight though. Odablock was super down or super out. That was close. That was close. Good try, Doobie Doobies. And we will be swapping between this and the main cast. So here we go. We're back on the main cast. Mika versus Torvesa. This is down to the wire. Their game 2. I do kind of wish it was showing both their POVs. But Torvesa rips a fat claw. Here we go. Back to the POVs. They're like half on food. Torvesa. That 31 ice barrage was barely just not in time to get the refreeze, but now they're same time frozen off of each other. Bolts exchange to 0. Bolts exchange again, 0s. A blood barrage 6 lands for Mika. Not much else landing. About to be unfrozen, both of them. No one can seem to hit a bolt. A whipper? No, a fakie into the barrage. Splashes. Nice move. 0 whip. 0 bolt. Nothing. A 15 bolt from Torvesta. Mika running in with the whip. Gets caught a 12 ice barrage. Does fake that whip into the ice barrage that splashes. A whip. A 3. Gets a follow-up. 0 bolt. Mika looking for the freeze off. Does catch it with the 10 ice barrage. Mika about to be unfrozen. Looking for DD control. Sends us 20 claw into the 1 blood barrage. Torvesa answers with a 32 bolt while that's happening. And then catches Mika with a big bolt, or with an ice barrage into a 22 bolt, into a 16 bolt. Torvesa trying to cook with the bolts. Neither of these dudes has spec. Mika down to his last 4 food. Gets hit massive from Torvesa. Still frozen. Now refreezes Torvesa. Unfrozen to get the DD. Mika steps under with DD control. Eating the remainder of his food. Full HP 118. Mika, nothing else to work with. No spec for the remainder of the fight. Torvesa will have an AG or a claw spec coming up. And Torvesa catches the freeze in 11. Now unfrozen. A 21 bolt. Looking for the DD. Step under with a 43 whip. Mika into a 42 bolt from Torvesa. Nah, that's two crazy hits. Torvesta just getting insane hits at the end there. And it looks like, okay, so they will always fight 3 fights. We're back game 3 of Oda versus Doobies. We're halfway through, but Oda Block is crazy ahead. Doobies is down 260 damage. Oh no. And Doobies is spec as well. Both of these dudes have no spec. Doobies gets hit to 26 Ice Blitz as he gets the freeze control, but it's looking pretty tough. Gets frozen a 31. Does throw a 38 bolt out. And he put something together. An 11 whip from Oda. A 4 whip from Oda. Earns a free hit. The whip is a 0. Doobies. Now the same time frozen. Oda Block with the bigger hits being traded out. A 16 into a 15. I don't know if he's got this one, dudes. Down 330 damage without a spec. It'd be hard to kill Oda Block with a spec, but without a spec, it's pretty unrealistic. A 31 whipper all but seals Doobie fate. Oh, the staff bash though. Rare L. 16. Doobie always gets he gets same time frozen though. Looking to follow up after that barrage, but just gets hit 2 big hits out of the game. Doobie. That's such a tough round 1. But I don't think he's going to let that mentally shake him. I think he knows that round 1 was always going to be a bit of a tough one. You know what I mean? This Mr. Block at the end of the day. And this is game 3 of Mika versus Torvesta. They're on peers now. The freeze, same time, spam of the blood barrage from Mika, spam of the bolts from Torvesta. Classic behaviors. Torvesta with a 9 blood barrage, a 9 bolt from Mika, and then a 23 into a 16 DDS coming out from Torvesta. That was off prayer. Could have been massive. Now again, a same time freeze across the arena. I guess I could do this. Is it? Fine, actually, I'll keep it like this. Mika running in for the DDSer in 18. As follow-up DDS on the prayer in 8. Into a 14 DDS on the prayer, spamming them. Torvesta, though, gets the freeze, gets the DD, and gets his HP back up to 100. Mika with the freeze and 19. Traded for a 7 blood barrage from Torvesta. Now 20 for 16 blood barrage spams from Mika and Torvesta. A 19 DDS from Mika. Mika, step back, bolt, gets frozen, a 1 ice barrage into a 5 ice barrage, hits an 18 as Torvesta is running in for that 15 DDSer. Torvesta still has a ton of spec to work with, sends one, a 16 DDS off prayer. Blood barrage not hitting, 12 blood blitz landing for Mika, 14 for a 6 bolt favoring Torvesta. 9 blood barrage lands for Mika. A 27 bolt lands for Mika, but gets frozen off a 15 ice barrage. Torvesta 18 blood barrage. D-Sim that doesn't hit, a 10 DDSer on the prayer. 16 blood barrage to follow that up. Into a 26 bolter from Torvesta, stringing together so many hits. 16 blood barrage, but Mika hits a 35 blood barrage and gets a step under DD control. About even on food. 15 for a 17, favoring Mika. 5 for a 15, favoring Torvesta. 28 blood barrage lands for Torvesta. Mika looking for any sort of hits. 15 for a 0 as Torvesta staff bashes and walks under. That was Mika's 15 blood barrage. A DDS 6 on the prayer. 16 ice barrage catches Torvesta, frozen off of Mika. 7 blood barrage to follow that up. That's 22 DDSer from Mika. Looking for some follow-up damage. Not really getting anything. 5 pieces of food versus 5 pieces of food. Mika fresh frozen. Torvesta unfrozen. Steps under DD control. Has a Dragon Dagger spec. Will he send it? Mika about to have one of his own. 28 blood barrage lands for Torvesta. Mika eats 1 food. 3 food to 3 food. 16 blood barrage for Torvesta. A 1916 to have a 37 or 35 DDS spec. Coming out from Torvesta, Mika just got a DDS of his own. Torvesta though, 25 bolt. Torvesta getting crazy RNG down the last stretch of this fight. 23 bolt from Mika. Can he put something together off of that? Mika has no food. Torvesta has 3 food. Mika has the DDS spec though. Goes in off that blood barrage. And what the lag was that? He sends us 16 DDS, or that was a big chancer off the prayer. And Mika, though, not enough. Torvesta takes that 2-1. Good fights, though. Good fights. Heda 3-0ing Vank. A bit on luck. Not unexpected, but unluck at the same time, you know? Order block 3-0ing Doobies, but I feel like that doesn't tell the story. Fight 2, 60 hits to 60 hits. It was crazy close. Fight 3 was a bit Oda favored. It was crazy Oda favored, actually. And then fight 1, it doesn't have their tracker. Much lag. Okay, we're actually Reese solo. Reese is up 2-0 on solo mission. A 29 blood barrage landing for Reese. Both these dudes have 50% spec. A 36 ice barrage lands for Reese. He goes in for the claw. A 2 claw to follow that up. Solo mission freezes him off 10 into a 23 blood barrage. Okay, 24 whip lands for solo. Solo. Maybe it's slightly ahead in food. 28 blood barrage though, landing for Reese into a 15 blood barrage. 33 bolt returned from solo mission. Follows it up in a 7 blood barrage into a 0 claw. He needed something more there. Solo mission sitting low. Takes a bolt on those robes. Doesn't hit though. Catches his freeze. Reese catches with a 12. Solo catches with a 0. Reese follows it up with a 26 ice barrage. Solo not able to follow up with any bit of damage. Looking for something. A 35 blood barrage for a 15 ice barrage. Bigly favoring solo mission. A 5 blood barrage lands for solo. Both these dudes unfrozen. Solo went in for a small whipper. Hits a 21 ice barrage into a 15 ice barrage. But then Reese same time freezes him with a 9 ice barrage. 4 blood barrage into the nothing for solo. Reese returns nothing. 24 for the 16. Solo landed at 24 blood barrages, massively favored. Both these dudes unfrozen. Looking for something. 30% spec, so no one has anything. But next one with DD control could solidly take control of this fight. Reese is slightly behind in food, but catches a big barrage into a 32 blood barrage. Could take that DD control. An 8 bolt followed up. Solo mission left to just sit there and heal up. Does take a bolt on those robes, but it does hit 0. Solo mission looking for some freeze control of his own. Splashing multiple times in a row. Then Reese catches his 11 ice barrage with the DD stepping under. 37 bolt from Reese. It looks like he's brought this back in the food department. Solo mission just barely under the amount of food. Oof, a 30 claw from Reese. Solo mission has a claw spec of his own. Looking for freeze control before he sends it though. Hasn't been able to catch. Does finally catch 7 ice barrage. Feels like the first ice barrage that's landed for solo mission in a long time. Gets a DD control. But then gets at a 39 whip. Reese just spamming the whip, hoping solo mission doesn't diagonal step out. Is rewarded. 35 ice barrage catches solo mission. Gives Reese complete freeze controls. Reese is unfrozen. Looks to step under. Whip hit. It hits nothing. Solo mission good freeze off. It was an 11, but Reese returns a 19 bolt proc. 27 blood barrage lands for solo mission. Solo mission out of food. His only source of healing are these blood barrages that are landing. A 51 bolt proc. Solo mission hits a 40 something claw into a 12 bolter. Reese hits a 15 for a 4. Solo mission 26 HP. Catches a 4 freeze. Reese has 3 hard food and a brew sip. Hits the solo mission of 13. Oh my. The redemption proc, the 6 bolt from Reese proc solo mission's redemption. Solo mission gets taken out the game. 39 bolt. Good fight. Reese 3-0. And it looks like that was the entire round. Reese comfortably winning this 3-0. Let's see. Mika versus Torvesta. Very close. We were watching them. Very close fights. Torvesta getting the better of here. The hits. And a bit of magic RNG not going Mika's way. He's a blood barrage spammer. So in those fights that he's not getting that magical RNG, he will be feeling a little less potent. Nothing between them though. Crazy good fight. Big chancer, nice chancer, solid. A bit more healing. Yeah, Mika doing well. Mika doing well, but Torresa doing a little bit better. And then Sync versus Lake. Lake taking the 2-1, but did Sync make him work for it? Looks like he did. Here we go. It's fucking fight time. Otoblock Laganarium, game 1 of 3. Otoblock with the first freeze of the fight, but then venges back a 27 from lag. And then venges back a 25 from lag. Lag looking for the Void Waker now that the Venge has been popped, but Otoblock moving away from that. Otoblock gets frozen. A 10 Ice Barrage, lag unfrozen. 14 Blood Barrage from lag with the DD control. A 19 Void Waker from lag. That's so unhumble. Otoblock looking for splashes. No, 21 Blood Barrage lands for lag. And then the Ice Barrage that catches lag lands onto the Venge. 9 Blood Barrage from Otoblock. Stepping under with the 27 VLS on lag's prayer. Follows it up with a jab. It doesn't hit. Another jab. A 24 Javelin. Otoblock getting a bunch of hits on this DD. Is this lag on my end or their end? A 14 Blood Barrage from Laganarium. I don't know if this is my lag or their lag. Can someone go check the main cast? Lag is on their end? That's even worse. That means I could do this. Wait, I could do this. We're ahead of the game. Laganarium with the DD control. Lag is down 60 damage. Lag is down 60 damage. Can he make something happen? 20% spec, so he doesn't have anything. Gets fresh frozen of 15 Ice Barrage into a 34 VLS off the prayer. Otoblock 21 Ice Barrage stepping under. Lag about to be unfrozen. Looking for freeze control of his own as he's getting unfrozen, but takes a 24 Javelin. Freezes Otoblock. Oh, he staff bashes as he takes a 26. He's now down 170 damage in a blink of an eye. Hits a 32 Ice Barrage, but he's going to need a massive VLS. And Otoblock knows it. Hits a 28 as lag is looking for the DDs, and lag is staff bashing so much. Oh no, the VLS is crazy. His lag's VLS hits onto Otoblock's Venge and his lower than Otoblock's VLS that he sends at the same exact time. Lag losing big time on that trade. And it looks like lag out of food, out of hope for this fight, number 1. Otoblock comfortably taking this one. A Laganarium, another staff bash, 49 maximum jab. Unlucky, man. Doobie versus Peta. Game 1. We're nearly at the end of it. Doobie's slightly behind, but no, they're literally even. They're literally even. Doobie's ahead by 4 damage. Same time, frozen across the arena. Peta with 6 food. Doobie's with a bit less food, though. So Peta must have been landing some good blood barrages or some good Venge stacks. Both of these dudes unfrozen. A 17 Blood Barrage landing for Peta into the 0. Same time freeze. The 26 for a 23 favoring Peta. The 21 jab to follow it up from Doobie. Doobie doing the auto casting of barrages. A 39 lands. He's looking for something. Takes a 26 Javelin from Peta. Peta venges back a 10 Blood Barrage, then freezes Doobie's at 1. Now frozen off. A 13 Ice Barrage lands for Doobie's. 16 Ice Barrage follows it up into a 19 for 14 trade. Peta winning that trade. Doobie has 1 hard food left. Peta with no hard food left. Doobie's is up 50 damage. Can he close this one out? Peta has 2 specs, or the Void Waker if he chooses. Sends the VLSer, has 1 more VLS spec, sends it at 37 on Doobie's. These are big specs to finish out the fight. Who can get the last hit? Doobie Doby's got frozen a 1, a 9, a javelin, procs his redemption. Doobie Doby's looking for the freeze off. Can't get it. Takes a 10, 19 health to 28 health. PETA nearly done with this fight. 12. Blood Barrage lands out of Doobie's 8 health left. 8 on 8. No, dude. So fucking crazy unluck, man. Literally just down to the wire, though. Just a little bit not going his way at the end there. Vank Mutts. I don't know what round they're in. Oh, this is game 2. This is game 2. Vank is up 1-0 in this matchup. And this is the beginning of their fight number 2. 18 whip for 20 freeze from Vancouver. And AGSR sends an 8 off prayer. Could have been massive. Wasn't, though. 8 Blood Bros lands for Mutts. Mutts about to be unfrozen. Vank sends an AGS of his own. It's a 0 off the prayer. Bit unluck. Mutts looking for freeze control. Vank looking for the refreeze. Vank gets frozen a 16 for a 9. That 9 Ice Bros, though, did not refreeze Mutts. Then Vank follows up with a 21 bolt. Mutts cooking on the DD. Vank looking for the freeze control. Catches Mutts way far away from him. And now Vank about to be unfrozen. Runs in for the DD. Following the 8 Blood Barrage. A 30 Blood Barrage, though, lands for Vank. A 15 Ice Barrage catches Vank. Vank hitting big, though. A 25 Blood Barrage lands for Mutts. A 30 for a 15 favoring Vancouver. Vank following up by a 14 whip, though. 15 Blood Barrage lands for Vank. Mutts up 40 damage in this fight. Whip hits, some free hits coming out from Vank. A 10 bolt return from Mutts. Mutts catches Vank. 2 Ice Barrage. And then a 2 Ice Barrage return from Vank. Vank throwing some whips. A 6. Barrage is not connecting for either of them. A 22 Blood Barrage lands for Mutts. 31 bolt return from Vank. 29 bolt from Mutts. Big damage now. 22 Blood Barrage from Vancouver. Mutts trying to keep his HP up. Looking for the freezes now. Does catch his freeze. 17 Ice Barrage, DD control, and Mutts is way healthier on food. The 35 Blood Barrage into a 15 AGS off prayer. Mutts now solidly ahead in this fight. 100 damage up. Hits an 18 AGS whack. A 15 Blood Barrage from Mutts into a 20 Ice Barrage. Not frozen, though, is Vank. Vank looking for freezes of his own. Catches Mutts 4 as Mutts is showing that AGS whack. Vank diagonal stepping a 20 bolter into the 36 AGS on prayer. That could have been insanely big. Good prayer by Mutts, though. 30 Blood Barrage falling out from Vank. Vank's not out of this. He brings it back to 60 damage difference. Vank step back bolt not hitting. Mutts Ice Barrage does hit a 6. Steps under. DD control. A 16 Blood Barrage to follow that up from Mutts. A 19 Blood Barrage from Mutts into the AGS whack to take him out of the game. A 32 AGS whack. Well played by Mutts to close that one out. We got Oda lag game 2. For now. Does look a bit down to the wire. Odablock's up 60 damage. Odablock sends a 34 bolt. Widens that damage lead to a nearly 100. He doesn't have spec, though. Odablock nearly self-smited, by the way. Nearly self-smited. He does eventually eat prayer. Odablock frozen big. Liganarium, no spec. Odablock, no spec. Odablock way up in food, but that could change in an instant. Catches lag. Oda's about to be unfrozen. Takes a 26 bolt. Bolt's lag, steps under. DD control for a moment. Lag, not too much remaining on his freeze timer. Odablock using his time to eat his remaining food. Keeps that 1 brew sip. I wonder if he's potted up. Maybe wants to keep those pots. Oda, 16, Ice Barrage on lag. Follows it up. Oh, lag with the 38 bolt. 29 Blood Barrage, though, landing for Oda. A 38 bolt proc to follow that up. Lag with only 27 HP, no less. Now he has 11 HP after that massive blood barrage. 30. Ice barrage takes lag out the game. We are back. Game 2, Doobie Dobies versus Peta. Looks like Peta is moving. 180 damage to 9 damage, by the way. Doobie Dobies is down tremendous. Freezes a 34 Ice Barrage into a 17 Claw on Prayer into a 0 Claw on Prayer. He's just looking for literally anything. He's hoping his damage just goes above 100 in this point, at this point in the fight. Go on, Doobs. What do you got? 27 Blood Barrage landing. Staff Bash. Hate to see it. Sends a bolt, doesn't hit. Doobie Dobies frozen fresh. 18 Ice Barrage landing. Sends a 15 bolt back though onto Peta. He's looking for freeze control as he's getting unfrozen. Is unfrozen. Unable to land any of those freezes though. Nearly just got refrozen. Does get refrozen though. You hate to see it. 29 bolt for a 36. Peta getting even the better of that exchange into a 32 Ice Barrage. What can't miss for this guy? He's hitting everything. Doobie's nice freeze off there. 31 Ice Barrage lands, followed by a 15 Blood Barrage. Doobie's okay, connecting a few hits in a row. Can he string something together? Unfortunately, he doesn't have any spec. Lands a 19 Blood Barrage. Steps under 25 whip maximum on the Prayer. That's decent. Doobies gets a 31 Blood Barrage, but Peta 35 Ice Barrage to freeze Doobies. Doobies down less than 100 damage at this point, bringing it back. Is genuinely bringing it back. 14 for an 11. Peta favored. A 34 for 16 though. Doobies Bolt Proc hitting way bigger. The whip hit, no, the 0 for the 26. Peta getting big damage as Doobies is looking for some free hits off that whip. Doobies frozen, 11 Ice Barrage, unable to get some damage back because Peta's movement is too good. Peta hitting 3 times in a row, massive hits, 50 damage swing. Peta's up 130 damage. Doobies 24 bolt to try to bring that back. A claw on the ropes. It's a 36. Doobies though 32 for the 16 gets a nice trade of damage. 19 Ice Barrage lands for Doobies, giving him the DD control. Doobies Dobies only down 100 damage. Can he make something happen? 10% spec left until he gets his own claw spec. Peta though 4 hard food remaining. Doobies 1 hard food. Can he make Peta eat that hard food and send a claw? Nah, it was a 5. And it might have even been on the prayers. Hard to tell. Doobies takes a 28 bolter. Has to eat his hard food. 32 health remaining. Ooh, does hit a big 41 bolt though. That'll help. Peta landing some small hits on the way out. Keeping Doobies in this one. 103 health. Peta has no food remaining. Doobie Dobies 12 health. No food remaining. Doobie Dobies gets the freeze. A big 19 Ice Barrage. Follows it up with a bolter. Doobie's 22 Blood Barrage gives him 18 HP to work with. Oh, but the 36. Maximum Barrage takes Doobie Dobies out the game. Laganarium, Oda, game 3. And we're in maximum NH setups. It looks like Oda Block is slightly ahead in damage, 70 damage ahead, but pretty early on into the fight. That can change big time. Oda Block does have spec though. Unfortunately for lag, that damage difference does not include spec. Oda Block hitting a massive halberd into a 34 Void Waker off prayer. Lag though catches the freeze. 22 Ice Barrage to regain control of this fight. Eats up to full. 115 for lag. 14 Ice Barrage landing for lag. 32 Blood Barrage followed up with a 53 bolt coming out from Oda Block's ZCB. What are you supposed to do about that? Also, it was a bolt proc. It was a bolt proc 53. That's insane damage and healing. 12 Ice Barrage lands for Oda Block, giving him the DD with a 33 bolt proc follow-up into a 24 halberd. Holy, this damage. When this set starts cooking, it's just, you just feel inevitable. The step back bolt not hitting. Lag looking for freeze control, gets it. Unfrozen, hits Oda Block with a 7 Ice Barrage. And he puts something together. 160 damage down. A 20 for 16 bolt trade favoring Oda. 26 for 13 favoring Oda. Another bolt proc, a 17 bolt proc coming out from Oda. Insane RNG on these procs. A 17 Ice Barrage lands for Oda, and then a 35 for 0. So Oda block is fresh frozen next to lag, but lag taking crazy damage in order to get that done. Traded hits, nothing really between them. 24 bolt lands for Oda. His ZCB is going crazy. Oda block does get fresh frozen, but sends a 42 bolt on the way out, and lag's just like a bit of a what can you do situation, man. And we're back. This is game 3. Can Doobie take a game off of Peta? Doobie is up 10 damage, but it is the beginning of the fight. So hard to tell. And Doobie has used both AGS specs. Peta has one AGS spec remaining. A stat patch from Doobie's. It does hit 11 for Peta's too, so I guess he'll take it. Doobie's with the whip hit, earns a free hit. It's a bolt, hits a 0 though, on luck. A 30 Ice Barrage connects for Doobie's. A 9 Ice Barrage though freezes Doobie's in his tracks. 20 Blood Barrage follows it up from Peta. 27 Blood Barrage from Peta into a 12 whip hit. Exchange for a 12 Ice Barrage. Doobie always freezes his opponent right next to him as he's about to be unfrozen. Good freeze control for Doobie's now. 17 for a 12 favoring Peta. Doobie's though hitting a 24 Blood Barrage as he's unfrozen. 29 whip hit though lands for Peta. It was massive. 27 bolt exchange back for Doobie's. Bit of a volatile fight. Everything's connecting on the Zerker bracket. Bolts traded. 10 for 0 favoring Peta. Doobie's looking for that freeze. Catches it. A big bolt to follow it up. Doobie's 41 bolt proc into a 1 bolt and the freeze control. 2 for 0 whip hits exchange. Doobie's gets a 3 bolt to follow that up. Peta looking for freeze control as he's about to be unfrozen. Catches Doobie's with a 7 Ice Barrage and now steps under with a 0 AGS. Unlucky for Peta. A 0 whip for a 3 bolt. A 26 bolt to follow it up for Peta. It was a free hit. 20 bolt to follow that up for Peta. A 36 whip to follow all that damage up. And now Doobie's is down 40 damage. Same time frozen. Peta. Massive barrages connecting in a row. A 25 blood barrage after all of that. Doobie's now down 90 damage after a massive 25 bolt from Peta. Peta 35 bolt to follow that all up. We were literally just even damage, and then Peta sent 5 attacks, and now Peta's up 120 damage. AGS or 20 off the prayer. Doobie's lucky to tank that one. Gets the freeze onto Peta, but then, and then follows up with 18. A 19 AGSer on the prayer from Doobie's. Peta doing well to predict that one. Neither of these dudes with specs. 17 bolt proc lands for Doobie's. Follows it up with a 19 whip hit into the 23 for 12 blood barrages exchange. Peta getting the better of that trade. Doobie's trying to get the freeze control as Peta steps out. Peta just eating up, spending the rest of his time eating the food, eating the full. And then Doobie's catches the first freeze opportunity. Takes a 20 bolt as he's getting that DD. Sends a 12 though. Is it going to be enough? 12 for 19. Barrages favoring Peta. A 7 procs Doobie's redemption. A 2 blood barrage lands for Peta. Doobie's needs another humble hit like that. Does get it. A 20 or a 12 procs the redemption. Doobie's sitting with 10 HP. Fresh freezes Peta. 22 Ice Barrage chasing out the game though. Not enough at the end, dude. Crazy RNG, bro. It looks like that was the end of round number 2. Reese, 5 hits. Kind of comfortably taking that max NH. Oh my, what is this? What do you mean you have a 200% magical accuracy? And then here, Reese winning off the back of some pretty bad mage RNG from Torvesta. And some nice RNG on his hits. But look at this. A lot of blood barrages landing for Torvesta. So the only magic was landing was blood barrage maybe. So you just had no control of this fight. Reese takes a bunch of hits. And then Reese 3 hits up. Torvesta winning this last fight though. Crazy RNG. Another crazy magical RNG situation. Okay, Torvesta, 2-1. We'll take those. Lake 2-1 solo. Solo mission wins on the NH stake. That's kind of unsurprising, dude. This is solo mission's bread and butter. But then Lake, Winning the DMM. Oh, and winning the Pure, but we don't get trackers for these. That's fine. Mika 3-0 sync. Oh, we don't get the trackers. And then Vank 2 winning Mutts. That's pretty crazy. Vank up 4 hits. Up a bit of RNG. But otherwise, nothing too crazy between them. Here, Mutts down 6 hits on Zerker. But able to pull it back. Oh, looks like crazy under RNG for Vank. The magical hits not landing. And that might be the difference maker. Game 3, even on hits. Even on prayers. Insane plus RNG though for Vank. Here we go, Doobie Mutts. Go on, Doobs. Go on. Show them why you're the #1 draft pick. And we're off. This is game 1 of possible 3. Mutts hitting crazy big. I mean, they're both hitting crazy big on the Venges. The starts of these fights are so chaotic. Venges flying, big damage flying, big barrages landing on the Venges. It's just big number simulator. But they're frozen off of each other, so ultimately they're probably not going to kill each other. It's just the health bars get low to start the fight. Doobies catching a big barrage, 16 blood barrage into an 18 VLS on prayer, then takes a 36 Voidwaker on the prayer, then sends a 31 Voidwaker off of Mutts' prayer. Good little exchange for Doobies, up 20 damage at the beginning. Mutts though, lots of spec to work with. Doobies catches Mutts, the 5 ice barrage. Mutts 25 blood barrage, 22 blood barrage for or 22 ice barrage for a 23 jab, slightly favoring Mutts. Doobies 12 for a 15, Mutts landing that 15 blood barrage for Doobies 12 ice barrage. So another good swing for Mutts, and then a big damage stack coming out. Doobies showing the Venge, and then fakes the VLS into the jab, and then a bunch of VLS damage to follow that up. Mutts crazy on the back foot, but Doobie's he was sitting at 51 HP before that blood barrage landed. Brings him up to 62 HP. Mutts, and he sniff this one out. Maybe get a bit of an anti situation. Doobie's always fresh frozen a 22 into an 18 blood barrage. Doobie's is up 100 damage though. 120 damage. Mutts hits a 14 blood barrage, evens it up a bit. 36 jab lands for Doobies. Doobies looking for freeze control, gets hit a 30 blood barrage into a 41 javelin. Mutts going crazy on the damage. Doobies looking for freeze control, can't get it. Mutts also looking for his own freeze control. Now Doobies freezes. No, they're both frozen. 13 for a 10. Favoring Mutts, 11 for a 9, favoring Doobies. A 6 blood barrage landing for Mutts. A 4 blood barrage landing for Mutts. Not big hits, but a bit of accuracy for Mutts. Doobies not able to connect anything. There we go, an 11 blood barrage for Doobie. What's it going to be? 30 VLS from Mutts. A 25 VLS whack lands onto Mutts' Vengeance. Doobie's up 30 damage into a 22 VLSer. But does get fresh frozen. Mutts able to use this time to reset a little bit. No, he has 44 HP, opting not to eat up. Okay, now he eats up. Then hits a 31 blood barrage onto Doobies. Doobies fresh frozen Mutts with a 12. But then Mutts sends a 30 VLS spec. A 5 jab lands on a Doobies Vengeance. Doobies up 3 damage. A big 22 barrage lands for Doobie, but then Doobies gets fresh frozen into a 21 blood barrage. Mutts with a 15 VLSer leaves Doobies with 3 HP. Is there a world where Doobies can clutch this one up? Mutts puts the Vengeance over his head, which all but seals Doobie's fate in game number 1. That was a good fight. I'm going Reese versus Lake, and they're on Piers. Reese versus Lake, game 2. Sounds like their first one was a banger, so we'll go on that tracker at the end. The same time freeze. 27 bolt from Lake into an 11 bolt. Spam those bolts. 21 bolt proc from Lake. Reese unable to connect with much. Hits a 9 bolt for a 6 ice barrage, favoring Reese a little bit. 20 for an 18, but it was a blood barrage from Lake, so slightly under, but that health. And then boom, a big 30 DDS on the prayer. Could have been massive if Reese didn't sniff that one out. Then Reese catches a freeze onto Lake, able to eat up to full. Oh, volley spec connecting a 20 could have been sick. Oh my, 45 DDS to follow that volley of Reese with a little bit of schmoves. Lake with the DD control though. Eats up. Reese is 20 damage ahead in this fight. Lake frozen off with a big 26 barrage. Sends a DDS, a 33 on the prayer. That was a maximum hit splat. Oh, wait, no, it couldn't have been a 28 maximum hit splat on the prayer. I don't know, actually. I don't know what their max hit is in these sets. I don't think it could have been. It might have just been slightly off prayer. And Lake, Giga frozen by Reese. Reese hits an 18 DDS on Lake's prayer. Lake catches a 32 for a 31. So he freezes Reese off and then hits a 25 blood barrage, but does take big damage in the process. 31 for a 12. Lake taking a big 31 bolt as he steps under for that DD control. Reese about to be unfrozen though, looking for freeze control of his own, splashing. A 35 DDS from Lake. Reese hitting a 10 bolt proc and the freeze. Hits a 5 ice barrage to get the freeze control in this fight. Lake looking for something, down 60 damage. I can't tell if Reese has spec, but Lake does not have spec and won't have it for a little while. Lake missing the freeze control, getting hit massive bolts into a 24 DDS. A 30 ice barrage into a 12 ice barrage. They're same time frozen, but Reese is hitting way bigger, and that's all she wrote. Lake, good fight. Reese a bit better on the piers. He has a ton more food to spare. Let's go back. Dewey Dobies Mutts round 2. Yo, what up, Dizzy Dwarf? Mutts is ahead of this one 1-0. But Dewey Dobies is down 50 damage with a claw spec, a big claw spec to work with. Can he make some magic happen? Freezes Mutts off, same time frozen. Dewey's getting a bigger barrage though. Mutts 4 blood barrage. Into the 15 bolter. Into the 1 blood barrage. Dewey Dobies not able to connect any hits. 14 blood barrage landing for Mutts. Ooh, 2 claw, dude. Look at his reaction. He is not happy. He knows he needed something bigger there. And then look at Mutts, dude. Look at, you know, when Mutts is looking like this, you're fucked, dude. He's fucking turbo locked in. A 12 whip for Mutts. Dewey Dobies down to 5 anglers, down 100 damage. A 9 blood barrage landing for Mutts. Dewey Dobies lock in beast. Fight's not over, job's not done. Bell has not rung. A 19 ice barrage freezes Mutts, but then Mutts hits a massive 40 something claw. And then a 0 claw from Dewey Dobies. Ah, you hate to see. 33 stat badge for the 0 stat badge. No way we both stat badge, but one of us hits the maximum, one of us hits 0. Massive bolts to follow it up from Mutts, dude. What can you do though? What can you do if you're Dewey Dobies in this position? Down 200 damage at this point. There's a bit of tough hits in there. Mutts hasn't blinked once, dude. I don't think Mutts has blinked for 2 days. Bro is locked. Down to the last remaining hope for Doobies. The 31 ice barrage, same times with the 20 ice barrage from Mutts. But that same time means there is no chance of getting those 2-to-1s. No chance of clawing back some damage. Dewey Dobies will be going out of this fight. 100 something damage down. Tough, tough, tough. 34 blood barrage. Tough, tough, tough. We've got, this is Odablock Peta round 3, game 3. And Peta is up 2-0. Both these dudes looking for freeze control. Neither of them getting. Neither of them landing much. Peta sending some bolts that don't hit. A 22 bolt lands for Peta and then catches Odablock. 7 freeze. First freeze control of the fight goes to Peta. 17 bolt coming out from Peta On that DD, Odablock trying to get those anti-halberds going, not hitting much. 20 Voidwaker on Odablock's prayer. Good read. 33 bolt. Exchange for the 18 freeze from Odablock, but then Odablock follows up with a 55 halberd, and now Oda unfrozen with the DD control. 32 Voidwaker off the prayer. He's not happy about that one. That was a good opportunity to do something. Both these dudes full HP. Both these dudes 50% spec. Standing in a couple bolts, trading a bit of damage. 13 bolt landing for Peta into the... Catches the freeze at 10. Ice Barrage lands onto Odablock. Halberds trading zeros. Bolt, step back. It's a 10 from Peta. Halberd is 0. Bunch of free hits though. Bunch of free hits. Odablock not hitting back. Gets a 30 Ice Barrage though. That's going to be right at the end of it. Odablock's freeze timer gets the step under DD control with that 0 halberd. Bit on luck. 10 bolt for the 36 Ice Barrage. Odablock getting the way better trade there. And now Odablock? No. Oh yeah, Odablock's fresh frozen. Looking for freeze control now. Odablock will be unfrozen, catches the freeze at a good time to retake that DD control. Odablock is up 30 damage in this fight, but both these dudes with 70% spec, that can change in a moment's notice. 22 bolt landing onto Oda. Oda sends a 16 Voidwaker on Peta's prayer. Good read. And then Peta sends a 25 Voidwaker on Odablock's prayer. Good read. 18 freeze. Catches Peta. Odablock DD steps under. Up 40 damage now. Neither of these dudes have spec. Halberd not hitting much. Odablock splashing. A 10. Ice Barrage lands for Oda. The step back halberd hits a 31 for Oda. Peta trying to hit a halberd in the zone hits a 0 though. 29 bolt. Big bolt lands from Oda. It was a bolt proc too, so that's a bit of healing. Odablock's full HP though, so it doesn't really matter. 13 into the 29 halberd lands for Oda. That 13 was an Ice Barrage giving him DD control of this fight. Peta eating the last of his food. He's got 2 hard food remaining. Odablock, sizable advantage now, 150 damage ahead. A big 25 bolt from Peta. And Peta's about to have specs slightly before Oda. 27 bolt lands into a 34 something from Oda. But Peta sends a Voidwaker that was low. Catches a 23 Ice Barrage, but I don't think it's going to be enough. 41 HP and an Angler food remaining. 31 halberd. Peta frozen off with a 17 Ice Barrage. Hits a massive 30 bolt, but takes a 12 barrage into the 39 Voidwaker. Good fight. Peta still up 2-1 though. He knows he got the better of it, dude. We got Doobie Mutts. This is their game 3. And Doobie Dobies is about to be taken out. He has no spec, no nothing, no Mutts. Comfortably winning versus Doobie Dobies. Round number 3 is completed. Reese 3-0ing Lake, but he says good fight in that first one. The Piers was a bit tougher for Lake, and then the DMM setup. Lake has 2 more hits, bit under RNG, bit over for Reese. Otherwise, not much between them. This is a bit of an RNG game minute. Doobie Dobie's unfortunately getting 3-0'd. Dude, I feel like he's got the hardest path to the finale. That's on luck. Solo mission going up 2-1 on Mika though. Mika winning the maximum NH, but then solo mission again winning standard NH, because I feel like this is just his set. This is just what he does. DMM solo mission taking 1 more hit, even with Mika's positive RNG. Oh my magical RNG though. This nerfs Mika. He loves the blood barrage spam, and if his barrages aren't hitting, he just loses, dude. But hey, good for Mr. Mission, man. Who else we got? Torvesta 2-1ing Sync. Okay. Sync down 3 hits, but getting the win. It looks like it was off the back of a KO, but it doesn't say KO chance. There's not a lot of damage done, so I don't really know what's going on here. And then here, Torvesta with a few more hits in the Zerker bracket, but a ton more RNG. And it looks like we don't get tracker for this third one. That's fine. Vank, lag taking it. 3-0. Vank with a couple more hits in the Zerk bracket, though. Damn, dude. Vank versus Lag looks like a crazy good fight. Another even in hits. Wow. Vank might be punching up crazy hard today. That's good to see, dude. All these guys have been doing this for years and years and years and years. It's actually crazy the experience difference he has. So he's even like staying competitive with that experience difference is crazy. It's props to him. Big claw coming out from Lag. It was a 42 claw to start the fight. Lag does catches the first freeze, but then follows up with a 2 claw. Vex dumped. He will be regenning. But now Dubious with his opportunity to send. Oh, 0 claw after that freeze. 32 Bolter followed up. Dubious unfrozen. Step back Bolter. A 12 for 10. Into a 31 Blood Barrage, but then gets same time frozen next to Lag. Actually, Lag about to be unfrozen. Is unfrozen. Lag complete freeze control of this fight for a moment. 26 Blood Barrage landing for Lag. BW's down 40 damage early on. Catches Lag though. 14 Ice Barrage step under. DD Bolt sends nothing. He's gotta lock in. He's too mentally out of the game too early in the fight. You know, he's like reacting to the hits. 19 big Ice Barrage lands for Doobies. 29 though Blood Barrage lands for Laganarium, and there were 41 Bolt. He's not gonna like that. 20 Ice Barrage hits onto Doobies. Doobies looking for anything, hits it. The 13 into the 14 Claw, 9 Whipper. Doobie his hits are connecting, but not numbers that he'd like to see. And then gets frozen off by a decent barrage into a 38 Bolt Brock. Doobie's nodding like, yep, this is my life now. 34 for 21 Blood Barrage exchange. Doobie's getting the better of it. Then Lag falls up with a 21 Blood Barrage. Doobies catches 13 Ice Barrage. Breathes, resets. Steps out the whip. 22 earns a free hit. It's a 0 Bolt. .26 Bolter. Laganarium does catch the fresh freeze though. Steps under. Lag looking for a whip hit, doesn't hit. Doobie's 20 Ice Barrage lands. 19 Blood Barrage landing for Laganarium. Lag up 100 damage. Now 120 damage after that Blood Barrage. A Whipper for Lag, doesn't hit. Doobie stepping under, sends a whip of his own, hits a 3. Doobie catches the freeze. Oh, sorry, 15 Blood Barrage. 20 Ice Barrage though, catches Doobie's. Laganarium steps under, DD control, sends an 18 Blood Barrage. The schmooze. Doobie's looking for any sort of return damage. Down 140 damage. About to have spec, but Lag does have spec. Lag has a 26 whip. Sends a 1 bolt. Does Lag send the claw? He doesn't. Doobie's does. Sends a 2 claw. Have we seen Doobie's claws hit more than a 10 in the last 7 fights? Unlucky. 32 Ice Barrage. Doobie's smiling, feeling this might be the beginning of the end for him. 35 Ice Barrage lands on our Doobie's as he's looking for that freeze control. Now Doobie's down 200 damage in this. 8 Blood Barrage lands for Doobie's. Lag shows the claws, gets the claw fakie into the barrage. Doobie's does end up changing his prayer to melee, but the barrage does not connect. Doobie's landing a decent Ice Barrage to get the DD control for a while. Can't seem to hit with the Whipper though. Gets that free bolt, doesn't hit. Doobie's not locked in. 29 bolt, but every time he hits a 0, his head recoils in disgust. A 2 claw coming out from Lag, but he doesn't need much to close this one out. Freezes Doobie's a 4. A trade of damage favors Lag big time. Lag still has 2 full brews, dude. Tough showing from Mr. Doobie's. 26 Blood Barrage. Will it seal his fate? .29 Bolter takes him out the game. Let's go Odablock versus Vank. Are we catching that? I think this is still their round 1. This is still their round 1, and they're in the maximum NH setup. Odeblock is only up 40 damage, so Vank hanging in there. Vank hitting a 39 halberd, but Odeblock hitting a 27 blood barrage in that moment. Vank landing a big blood barrage. Odeblock landing only a 6 blood barrage. Vank catches a freeze, a 19 ice barrage. Vank about to be unfrozen, looks for the DD control. A 33 Voidwaker onto Odeblock's prayer. He did kind of show that a bit. Vank looking for the bolt. Gets frozen though. A 15 into a 20 ice barrage, or 10 to, a 15 ice barrage into a 20 bolt from Oda. Vank returns with a 20 blood barrage. 8 blood barrage lands for Vank. A big 54 bolt proc from Odeblock though. A halberd doesn't follow it up. Oda's still up 40 damage. Looking for some freeze control, catches it at 12, but then Vank doing well to catch his own freeze. A 16 ice blitz freezes Odeblock off. A little blood barrage spam? No, a bolt from Oda hits nothing. A 23 bolter, a 30 blood barrage though from Vancouver. 20 for 22 blood barrage favoring Vancouver. Vank looking for freeze control. Oda doing the same. Oda catches his. Vank not catching his. Oda follows it up with a 25 bolt. Vank's bolts hitting nothing. Oda Voidwaker? No. Just off timed. Fakies to the halberd that doesn't hit. But then a big halberd follows that up. A big 15 bolt into a 52 Voidwaker. Oda had PID as Vank was trying to step under and get that DD. Good fight. Peta Mutz. This is the turbo end of round number 1. Mutz is up 13 damages neck and neck. None of these dudes have food. 22 HP to 25 HP. A 15 blood barrage lands for Vancouver. A 18 blood barrage lands for Mutz. Oh, sorry, 14 ice barrage. This is Peta, not Vancouver. Oh, but Mutz barely gets taken out. Barely gets taken out. That's crazy close, dude. Let's go back to Doobies versus Flag. They're on the maximum DMM. Doobies only down 40 damage. We can work with this. Doobies has a bit more spec. He has a VLS, whereas Lag doesn't, but barely not. Doobies sends it 23 VLS, not what he's hoping for. 33 jab traded for the 27 ice blitz. Doobies getting a bit better of it. 17 blood barrage lands for Doobies. 19 blood barrage lands for Doobies. Doobies stringing some shit together. A 44 though. Big jab lands from Lag into a 31 bolt landing from Lag. Doobies camping that melee prayer for those jabs, knowing that Lag does have a VLS at this point. 16 blood barrage lands for Doobies. Catches his one ice barrage. Those are 15 jab. VLS whack that doesn't hit. The vent shown. A 12 for a 9. Doobies getting the better of it. 26 blood barrage lands for Doobies. Jab that doesn't hit. Lag looking for freeze control. Splashing a few in a row. 19. Ice barrage catches Doobies. Onto Doobies' venge though. So he is able to get some damage back. Doobies closes the gap to 30 damage down. This is a very close fight. 5 ice barrage lands for Doobies. 7 blood barrage lands for Lag. 13 ice barrage lands for Doobies. 7 ice barrage lands for Lag. Doobies 34 VLS are on the prayer. Huge prayer by Laganarium. That could have been a massive VLS. 27 ice barrage not in time to refreeze Doobies. Doobies, does he eat his last remaining food? 19 ice barrage catches Doobie Dobies in his tracks. 59 VLSer. Lag up 100 damage with that swing. 19 into a 16, and Doobie Dobies hits the Venge on the way out. Damn, dude. The last like 10 to 15 hits of a fight just never seem to go his way. Vancouver versus Odeblock. Vank is down 100 damage pretty early on, and Odeblock is way closer to a spec. He only needs 10% for a spec, and Vank needs 30%. Vank, fresh frozen, a 20, but then gets a 42 whip as Oda was looking for that freeze control. We'll deny him a little bit of that time. 30 blood barrage, though, lands for Odeblock. Some whips, some bolts, hitting nothing for both of them. Vank catches the freeze, a 12 Ice Barrage. It's the step under. An 8 whip, earns a free hit. It's a bolt, doesn't hit. 16 whip, earns another free hit. What do we got? A splash. Vank, hard focusing on these 2-to-1s. Odablock sniffing it out, so he sends his own whip to prevent the 2-to-1, so they whip at the same time. Odablock with an 18 claw and anti-claws. Vank is kind of stepping in. Odablock now looking for some freeze control of his own. Gets a 12 Ice Barrage, stepping under with that DD. Ooh, Staff Bash, Mr. Block. 23 Ice Barrage, catching in the Dragon Crossbow. Interesting. Ooh, big claw coming out from Vank. About a 40 claw. And then Vank catches the freeze. No, same time across the arena. Into a big Blood Barrage though for Vank. 21 Blood Barrage lands on that Mage Prayer. Vank sending some long range bolts. 22 bolt landing. Okay, doing well to change his crossbow back from long range and then back to rapid each hit. But then a big 36 from Odablock into a 20 Ice Barrage. Vank on the back foot, down to 140 damage. No spec. Neither of these dudes have a spec. Vank does freeze Odablock off. 12 Blood Barrage, or 12 Ice Barrage into a 19 Blood Barrage. Into a 2 Blood Barrage, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. Can he put something together? A 19 Ice Barrage catches his Vank. Oda looking to close this one out. How does he do it? Flashes a Barrage. Vank lands a 9 bolt. 1 barrage for a 40 bolt proc. Vank, a little bit of hope left. If he tanks this bolt, only down 70 damage? Nah. 24 bolt takes him out the game. Good fight, dude. Good fight. Doobies versus Lag. Okay. We are. Okay. Doobie Dobies is 60 damage down in the Zerk bracket, but has an AGS spec coming up. They both have AGS specs coming up. Let's see. Doobie Dobies, bunch of Blood Barrage landing in a row. Doobie's about to be unfrozen. Lag is unfrozen. Who gets the damage down the stretch? 20 for a 10. Doobie's getting the better of the trades. Ice Barrage is landing for both of them. Doobie's lands bigger, but at the same time, freeze. Not what either of these dudes needs if they're looking for a massive AGS. The bolt's not going. 15 for a 10, favoring Lag. AGS 10 onto Lag's prayer. Good read. The dude was just gonna send that on the unfreeze timer. And then Lag gets an 18 Ice Barrage with the DD control. 11 Ice Barrage lands for Doobies. 18 Blood Barrage landing for Lag into a 12, but then Doobies lands a 16 Blood Barrage of his own. 22 bolt for a 9 Blood Barrage favoring Laganarium. The whip hitting nothing. The bolt 12 from Lag. AGS hits a 0. Okay, Doobie's happy to tank that one. He had his melee per up, but it still could have been pretty dangerous. 29 bolt though. Doobie's 10 HP left. 2 does proc his redemption. Can we? A bit of a 10 Blood Barrage. Laganarium out of food as well. A 0 Blood Barrage. Doobie Doobie's tanks a hit. So lucky, a second redemption, but damn, not good enough. A 36 max barrage takes Doobie's out the game. Dude, literally bro cannot catch a break at the endings. A big bolt, a 33 for a 31 bolt exchange to start the fight. Into a 24 bolt, into a 31 Voidwaker on prayer from Lake though. Lake, explosive start to the fight, up 60 damage. Corvessa catches a 23 Ice Barrage, but then gets Fresh Frozen a 6. They're both same timed. 3 Blood Barrage landing. 19 Blood Barrage though landing for Torvesta. 19 bolt to follow it up from Torvesta. Lake stopped hitting. Torvesta can't stop hitting. 11 blood barrage into a 12 blood barrage from Torvesta. Lake hasn't hit a hit in 10 hits since I mentioned that he had his explosive start. 36 Voidwaker from Torvesta, but then a 36 bolt coming out from Lake to answer. 34 Voidwaker and 23 Voidwaker. Lake hit the better Voidwaker. They were both on prayer though. Big. Halberd, 21 for a 0. Lake getting the better of it. 25. Blood Barrage landing for Lake. 21. Blood Barrage to follow it up. Oh, Ice Barrage into a 30. Oh, 44 bolt. No, Lake's XP drops are weird. They're not right. A big 44 bolt into a 21 bolt. Like cooking hard on his DD. Halberd not hitting. Torvesta eating up. Catches a 14 Ice Barrage and now has DD control. 34 for a 0. Halberd hitting for Torvesta. Torvesta getting a free Halberd that doesn't hit. He was sitting in his robes though. So that bolt that Lake just sent hit on a 14 on those robes. Torvesta running around in his robes. Not sure what he's up to. But then gets fresh frozen a 5 and then freezes Lake a 3. They're same time across the arena. Lake rips a fat bolt, 40 bolt. Traded for a 22 blood barrage from Torvesta. A 15 blood barrage landing for Lake, 17 bolt landing for Torvesta. 21 Ice Barrage lands for Lake into a 32 bolt. Lake resetting. Torvesta has reset, but he's out of food. Lake is heavily up in this fight. 140 damage. Torvesta freezes him a 0 freeze. But he does have DD control. Can he cook something with it? Lake with a spec. Torvesta barely no spec. 10% remaining for his own spec. Lake getting hit a 15. Looking for freeze control. Splashing a few in his row. Bolt's not hitting. Splashing. Lake looking for anything. Halberd not hitting. Torvesta catching 24 max barrage onto Lake's prayer, but then Lake returning a 21 ice barrage, and they're same time frozen. Not next to each other, but they are in Halberd range. So effectively next to each other. There's a Halberd, doesn't hit. Bolt from Torvesta doesn't hit. A Voidwaker 18 on Torvesta's prayer. 24 Voidwaker on the Lake's prayer. Good prayers by both of them. 7 Ice Barrage catches Torvesta. Halberd follow-up doesn't hit. $25 Halberd for a 0. Torvesta getting the better of that trade. Down to the wire. 80 damage ahead for Lake. And Torvesta closed the gap. 26 bolt hits for Lake. Torvesta's down to 36 HP. Catches the freeze, but at the same time heavily favors Lake, and that 33 barrage takes him out the video game. This should be crazy. This might be... Oh, I don't know if this is the end of... I think this is the start of game 2, probably. I'm not sure what happened in their game 1, but we're at NH stake. Whip's not hitting. Bolt's not hitting. Bad RNG for a couple hits in a row from both these guys. Oh, big claw ripping from Peta onto Lag. Lag does get the freeze, so he'll be able to reset here, but what can he do? Lag has 60% spec, so he does have a claw spec of his own. 19 blood barrage landing for Lag. 23 blood barrage following it up. Barrage not hitting. 15 ice barrage lands for Peta. Followed by a 14. 6 bolt. Lands for Peta. Laganarium spent that entire time trying to catch a freeze, and he was splashing. Still now, unfrozen is Lag, looking for freeze control of his own. Hoping not to get refrozen before his opponent can catch a freeze, but now they are same time. Wait. Are they same time? I'm not sure if he sent a blood barrage or an ice barrage. It looks like they're same time. Yeah, they are. Couple bolts traded, nothing for nothing. A 1 blood barrage for a 0 bolter. 0 bolts exchanged. 10 for a 4 whip hit favoring Peta. A 0 whip for a splasher. Peta catches a 4 ice barrage, but then Lag catches a 20 ice barrage there, same time frozen. Peta follows it up with an 18. What is this this barrage? I feel like this barrage is not the same animation when it lands on his opponent. What is this? 26 ice barrage. Oh, sorry, it doesn't catch. Now an 18 ice barrage does catch onto Lag. 31 to follow it up. 15 bolt proc from Lag. And then a 0 claw from Peta. 17 bolt from Peta. Lag still getting DD'd, but about to be unfrozen. A 30 claw from Lag into a 2 claw. I think that was the second one was on the prayer. But Peta catches an ice barrage, will give him DD control if he's looking for it. He's about to be unfrozen. 39 bolt with that unfreeze into a 19 blood barrage. Lag down to 2 hard food, but a full brew. Peta has a full brew and 6 hard food. Peta is up pretty big damage though, 130 damage. 33 blood barrage connecting for Lag. That'll help him. Catches the freeze. 13 ice barrage. 25 whip hit for Laganarium. Steps out with a 6 bolt. Okay, Lag connecting multiple hits in a row. An 8 blood barrage. But gets fresh frozen by a 1 ice barrage from Peta. 17 ice barrages Peta stepping under. Does not refreeze him. 22 for a 17. Favoring Peta. But Peta's fresh frozen. Lag about to be unfrozen. Stepping under. Following that blood barrage. It's a 9. Oh, an 8 ice barrage. And Peta just keeps spamming the freezes. Looking for freeze control of his own as he's unfrozen. It's a 13 bolt. Laganarium hits a 13 bolt proc. But then gets fresh frozen by Peta. Whip hits exchanged. Nothing. Peta's only up 30 damage. But Peta does have a slight food advantage. Seems like he might have been landing a few more blood barrages. Oh, big claw spec coming out from Lag. Oh, sorry, from Peta. A 39 bolt follows it up. .38 whiff hit. Peta trying to seal the deal. Does. Barely. With that claw. That claw was the difference maker. And Lag was looking for a claw spec of his own. He had it. Play Corvesta. This should be the end of their game 2. Okay. Lake is crazy up damage, but Torvesta has a chancer. A 9% chancer. This is the end of... Oh, this is... Okay, Otoblock is up 2-0 on Mutts right now. This is the end of their game 3. And Mutts is only down 50 damage. Can Mutts take a dub off of Mr. O? And whip it for Mutts. Couple barrages splashing. A big bolter. 9 from Mutts. Go 4 whip. Otoblock gets frozen and then fresh freezes Mutts. A 10. 17 for 16 exchange. Favoring Otoblock. 23 bolt for Oda. Mutts only answering back a 4. Down 60 damage. Catches a 10 blood barrage. Much looking for freeze control. Catches it. Shows his claws. I'm not sure how much spec Mutz has, but Odablock has full spec. 2 full claw specs. We'll probably look to send those when he's unfrozen. Couple of barrages traded. A claw, nothing. From Mutz, Odablock hits his. It was 40 something, 45 claw into a 37 claw. Odablock getting massive value from his claw specs. And now the same time freeze a 19 for 11 favoring Mutz, but Mutz is down 110 damage. A bit more now after that 19 blood barrage from Odablock. 29 barrage keeps landing from Mr. Block. Mutz can't seem to get a hit back. A 32 for a 0. Mutz staff bashing, shaking his head after it. Not ideal. 200 damage difference. 15 ice barrage for Mr. Block. 21 ice barrage for Mutz. Might be a little too late though. And Mutz, I think, knows it. 22 for the 0 whip. Flashes the whip. Fakies it back to the whip. 41 whip. This is the end of their game 3. And they're on the NH stake. Torvesta's only down 40 damage. Three ice barrage. Catches Lake. Torvesta DDing. The whip hit earns a free bolter. The diagonal bolter as well. 18. Torvesta down 60 damage. Torvesta about to have a claw spec. Takes a 17 bolt into a 31 whip. Lake also about to have his own claw spec. Freezes Torvesta in the corner with a 17 ice barrage. Torvesta looking to just freeze Lake off, but missing a bunch in a row. 21 bolt proc into the about 40 claw. A 19 to follow that up from Lake. Lake has a full HP bar, and Torvesta is just struggling to stay alive, even with food. Gets the DD reset. Pots up. Full HP. Full stats. Torvesta has a spec as well. The whip hit nothing. 11 whip from Lake. Shows the claws. Lake stepping away to avoid them. 14 for a 3. Favoring Lake. But Lake is fresh frozen. Torvesta 19 bolt. Both these dudes looking for freeze control. Who's gonna get it? Looks like nobody. Okay, Lake catches with a 26 ice barrage. Torvesta is down 200 damage at this point. Torvesta catches, but so does Lake. 24 for a 19, favoring Lake. Oh, Lake's was just mistimed though. 32 blood barrage. Torvesta 34 bolt to follow it up. He's getting a bit of something. Has 80% spec. Could we see 2 full claw specs from Torvesta? Could those be the difference makers? 27 bolter. Torvesta getting crazy RNG. Lake praise, but that was still a 30 something, maybe even 40, close to 40 claw. Mid 30s. Torvesta only down 130 with the claw spec coming up. Hits a bit of a bolt. A 12 whip though from Lake. The step back bolt from Lake doesn't connect. The bolt from Torvesta doesn't either. Torvesta looking for the freeze. Torvesta gets hit a 6 bolt as he's looking for any sort of damage. 18 ice barrage connects for Lake. Lake goes in for the staff bash. Gets frozen next to Torvesta. 13 A big claw takes Torvesta nearly out the game. Torvesta hits a bit of a claw himself. Is down to the wire, but Lake has a bit more food. Torvesta 9 HP. Lake eating the rest of his hard food leaves him with 90 HP. A 1 blood barrage. Wait, a 4 blood barrage procs Lake's redemption. Or sorry, Torvesta's redemption. Torvesta with another chance. He's looking for any sort of redemption proccing. He catches Lake with a barrage. A big 24 bolt. Lake splashing. Torvesta staff bashing. The bolt, though, takes him out. That was a good try, honestly. That was a good try. Solo mission Think coming up on the NH stake. Okay, this is solo mission's bread and butter, dude. Has he even lost an NH stake round today? I feel like he's been crushing it. Big bolt coming out the gate from Sync. But Sync gets frozen. A 15 ice barrage. Solo mission 8 for a 2. A 52 bolt proc for Sync's 18. Solo mission trading very well there. 17 claw onto Sync's melee prayer to follow it up. Sync doing well to read it. A 16 ice barrage catches Sync. A claw in return. Another 17. 14 bolts there from solo mission. The claw spec coming out. Reads the prayer. 15 bolt instead. 19 ice barrage catches Sync. And then Sync catches his own with a 1 ice barrage going to work with the DD. Solo mission sends a 24 claw. Bit of an anti as Sync is working with that DD. Sync still trying not to eat up, just looking to focus damage. And he knows the solo mission doesn't have claw specs, so honestly, good call. 30 ice barrage though lands for solo mission, puts Sync in the danger zone. Solo mission cooking with the whips, cooking with the DD. Sync able to hit a 34 ice barrage into a 42 bolt. Sync with full DD control. Solo mission left with no options but to just brew up and bolt back as Sync is looking for these whip hits. They're not connecting though. 14 ice barrage lands for solo mission, freezing Sync off of him. About to step under and DD control of his own. Sync reading the whip. Hits a 25 maximum bolt, and then solo mission hits a 31 bolt proc into a 34 ice barrage. Solo mission getting big RNG. Neither of these dudes have a tracker showing. Not sure who's ahead, but it feels like Solo's slightly ahead based on food. Some blood barrages spamming. A 0 blood barrage connecting for Solo, bit on luck. A 34 blood barrage coming in from Sync. Sync running in with the downtown claw showing. But then fakies to the bolt. Hits a 21 bolt onto solo mission's melee prayer. Solo mission bit the fakie. Both these dudes about to be unfrozen. 18 blood barrage landing for Sync. 21 blood barrage landing for solo mission. 15 ice barrage for Sync. A 46 bolt proc for Sync. Lands, he shows the claws, fakies again to the bolt that doesn't hit on solo mission's robes. Solo mission catches a 7 ice barrage, Sync catches a 16 ice barrage. They're frozen same time, but far away from each other. Both these dudes with a claw spec, or at least I think Sync has a claw spec. He keeps showing them, and then solo mission definitely has a claw spec. 18 blood barrage landing for Sync. There's his claw spec, hits a 38 into a 35 bolt. Solo mission trying to eat the last of his remaining hard food. Steps out with 34 HP. Step out bolter. Sync comfortably ahead. Sync even, it looked like he even had another spec. He does have another spec. He sends it a 26 onto Soul Mission's Prayer into 44 bolt proc. Sync looking to close this one out. Very strong. Soul Mission sends a claw, but it was on the melee prayer. Bit low. 46 bolt proc of his own though. Soul Mission senses the victory stolen from the jaws of defeat. Could he bring this one back? Flashes the redemption prayer. 19 HP left. Sync eating some bruise. Full HP now. Soul Mission needs a lot to go his way. He only has 30% spec, so nah, that 37 bolt takes him out. Good fight though. He started to believe, dude. He started to believe, man. Here we go. Fireworks are on. It's game 2 of Sync versus Soul Mission. Sync is up 1-0. Voidwaker coming out. Oh my, 61 Voidwaker onto the Vengeance. Soul Mission doing well to read that Voidwaker, but it does leave him crazy low HP. A 41 jab coming out from Sync. Soul Mission on the back foot. 25 Voidwaker on to Soul Mission's magic prayer. Sync out of spec. Soul Mission, lots of spec to work with, but... And then catches that 24 Ice Barrage to maybe cook with this 7 VLS on melee prayer. Good read by Sync. Bit of an unhumble hit. 26 for a 19. Oh, it was a... Sorry, the 26 landed onto Sync's Venge. It was a 26 Blood Barrage. 37 Javelin, though, landing for Sync. Ice Barrage catches for Soul Mission. A 21 Sync, landing a 23 Blood Barrage, though, as Soul Mission's running in. The VLS whack not landing. The jab from Sync landing on Soul Mission's Vengeance. And then an 8 jab landing on Sync's Vengeance. A 31 for a 6 favoring Sync. Soul Mission down in hard food, but up in bruise. Hard to say who has the more food. A 42 for a 10. Soul Mission getting way better in that trade, and then follows up with a 21 Blood Barrage into a 15 Blood Barrage. Soul Mission running away with this one. 21 Blood Barrage to follow all of that up. A 5 jab. Can't seem to miss. 23 Blood Barrage. Can't seem to miss. A 40 jab. He's showing the VLS. Does it hit? A 42 on 43. He literally cannot hit. Has not missed 10 in a row. An 11 VLS spec hits on the Soul Mission's Vengeance. But then a 40 maximum barrage catches Soul Mission. Sync getting able to step under for the DD control. No food remaining for Sync. Sync is very down in this fight. Soul Mission down to 2 bruise, but he has a full HP bar. Takes a 27 from Sync. A 7 for a 2 traded. Sync's favor. 18 for a 13. Oh my, 60 VLS takes Sync out of the game. We're going game 3. 1-1. Alright, Fireworks. A 29 for a 26, but Soul Mission's was a freeze. A 58 Voidwaker from Soul Mission out the gate. Into the halberd, doesn't hit. Soul Mission, fresh frozen, a 12 Ice Barrage. Sync about to be unfrozen, hits a 37 Blood Barrage into a 20 halberd, traded for Soul Mission, 17 bolt. 0 halberd from Sync. Another 0 halberd from Sync, a 1 bolt from Soul Mission. Voidwaker 16 onto the Mage Prayer of Soul Mission. A 1 Ice Barrage catches Sync, fresh frozen. A bolt back from Sync. 19 bolt from Soul Mission. 56 Voidwaker from Soul Mission. Another massive Voidwaker off of the prayer. Good reads. Soul Mission does get fresh frozen, a 20 Ice Barrage. Sync with the DD control. Unable to hit a halberd so far. Another 0. I feel like Sync hitting many zeros with that halberd so far. Bolter not seeming to hit. Halberd 22 for a 13. The 13 blood barrage from Sync. And then a 23 blood barrage from Sync. But now Soul Mission, fresh frozen. Sync with the DD. Shows the Halberd. Steps out with the bolt. Doesn't hit though. Soul Mission about to be unfrozen. Looking for some freeze control of his own. Gets hit a 34 bolt. Hits a 22 for an 8 exchange. A 14 blood barrage connects for Sync. Soul Mission running in. Gets caught frozen with 60 HP. Sync maybe looking to send something. 27 lands for Sync. But then Soul Mission catches an 11. Then gets hit a 49 Halberd. The Halberd has connected for Sync. Is officially connected. Is on the board with a massive 49. Bird still hitting nothing. Soul Mission looking for something. Bolt not hidden. A 30. A 29, sorry. Ice Barrage. Connects for Soul Mission, but it was one tick off of the refreeze. Soul Mission gets hit a 24 bolt. Eats up to full. Soul Mission gets hit a 46 Void Waker. A 17 blood barrage lands for Sync. A 0 blood barrage lands for Sync, and Soul Mission catches an Ice Barrage into a 21 blood barrage. Sync is ahead in food, but then a 50 Void Waker from Soul Mission. Sync still ahead in food, 2 hard food and a bit of brew sips remaining. Soul Mission absolutely out of everything, 90 HP left. 15 blood barrage connects. Oh, sorry, it was an Ice Barrage connects, but it wasn't in time to freeze Sync. And now a 29 bolter catches Sync, but then a 19 Ice Barrage freezes Soul Mission. Sync with the DD. Sync with the 26 bolter into the 42 Void Waker. Massive chancer off of the prayer. Bolt hits a 0, procs the redemption from Soul Mission. Soul Mission left with 28 HP. Sync, can he take him out the game? Halberd hits nothing from Soul Mission. Sync splashes. Halberd 9 on Sync. A 0 Ice Barrage catches Soul Mission. A 19 for a 6. Favoring Soul Mission. Soul Mission 22 HP. Can't see how much Sync has. Sync hits a 21, but Soul Mission hits a 40 bolt into the 6 Ice Barrage, giving Soul Mission DD control. Hits a 9 Halberd as he walks under. Can he do it? 20 Halberd. Soul Mission has 11 HP. Soul Mission has, oh my, 23 HP. Or 23. Soul Mission has more HP than Sync now. A 19 Halberd. Take Sync out the game, brother. No shot.
It didn't even matter. But how does that? How am I doing negative damage in these sets? What?
Actually crazy. He got super fucking robbed. Dude. And he knows it didn't matter. That's the worst part. He knows the outcome didn't matter, and he still can't believe the RNG. No. They are 1-1. So you never know. You know what I mean? You never know. For all the marbles, dude. Let's see who's got it. Soul Mission with the early freeze, a 15 Ice Barrage. How come? Because they're rematching because they same timed. Even though it wasn't like a proper same time. Big Void Waker on the prayer though. Soul Mission, 35 Void Waker. 32 from Sync. A 21 bolt coming out from Sync. Both these dudes unfrozen. Looking for some kind of control. Soul Mission catches. Sync catches. 19 for a 13. Favoring Soul Mission. 21 Ice Barrage. Catches. Onto Soul Mission. Sync pumping magical damage. Soul Mission spending a double E. Trying to get back into this fight as they're about to be unfrozen. A 5 Halberd for an 11 bolt, favoring Soul Mission. Soul Mission splashing. Sync splashing. Soul Mission, a big 29 bolt. Sync running across the arena with the Halberd, rewarded for a 50 Halberd. Holy, from downtown. A big 28 bolt for a, was that a 34 bolt from Sync? Sync getting the better of that one. And then Solo Mission catches a freeze, same time next to each other in halberd range. 17 for a 12, favoring Sync. 19, Blood Barrage connecting for Sync. 18, Blood Barrage again for Sync. Sync flashes the Voidwaker, hits a 19 halberd from downtown. And then a 47 halberd as Solo Mission was praying mage, thinking that Sync was going to send it on the unfreeze. A 24 Ice Barrage catches Sync though, followed by a 31 Blood Barrage. Solo Mission getting a few hits in a row, takes a 2 bolter as he's looking for this DD cook. Takes a 5 bolt again. Solo Mission eats up, pots up. 3 hard food remaining for Solo Mission. 11 halberd connects for Solo Mission. A 5 halberd connects into a 9 Ice Barrage. Freezes Sync. And now DD. Sync with a few more food. Sync with full amount of spec. Solo Mission with 90% spec. Rips a 37 Voidwaker onto Sync's Magical Prayer. Insanely large. A 37 return from Sync. A 37 Voidwaker onto Solo Mission's Magical Prayer. Solo Mission 24 Voidwaker onto Sync's Magic Prayer. And then catches an 18 blood or Ice Barrage into a 23 Blood Barrage. Sync returns a 30 bolter. Not out of this one. 25 Voidwaker spec coming from Sync off the prayer. 27 halberd on prayer. He hates it. Into the 22 bolter. A 28 freeze though catches Solo Mission. Sync ahead of this 59 HP to 1 HP. Solo Mission 1 singular HP and a goddamn dream. What has he got? A 29 halberd. Oh my god, that could have been. Holy, imagine. Sync says, good fight, bro. Alright, let's go. Doobie Dobies versus Vancouver. Miss Earl, no way, it's a Plum. Plum, you're just in time. This is game 1 of a best of 3. Actually, I mean, it's not a best of 3. It's just they fight all 3. Doobies versus Vank. The 30 for the 30 exchanged. Unfortunately, though, Plum, Doobies is far enough behind that even with a 3-0 sweep of Vank, he will be getting wiped out. Vank sends 2 massive AGS specs. Doobies returns a 30 AGS onto Vank's prayer, but then gets fresh frozen. Vank with the whipper, knows he has a free hit, a 22 whip onto Doobie's prayer, good melee prayer. Doobie catches the freeze. Will go to work with his DD, unfrozen, step back, bolter, it's big, looks for the whipper. It's nothing though. 21 bolt, maximum bolt onto Doobie's prayer from Vank. A 4 for a 2, favoring Vank. A 12, Ice Barrage freezes Doobie Doobie's fresh frozen. 7 for a 4, favoring Doobie's, but, or sorry, favoring Vank, but Doobie's does catch an Ice Barrage, same time nearly. 14 bolt lands for Vank. 8 bolt proc lands for Doobie's. Doobie sends a very unhumble AGSer onto Vank's prayer. 24 whip. Followed by a 9 Ice Barrage, but Vank gets a 30 Ice Barrage of his own, and it's a refreeze onto Doobies. Vank up 80 damage. Catches the freeze. Doobie Dobies catches the freeze. It's a 26 Ice Barrage. Into the whip, follows it up with a 21 whipper. Doobies hits a 21, exchange for a 3 Blood Barrage. Doobie's getting the better of these hits, and is close the gap to 20 damage difference. Vank hits on a 10 Blood Barrage. Doobies freezes him off with a 1 Ice Barrage. He's frozen same time next to him, but Doobie's about to be unfrozen. We'll get a bit of DD control. Hits a 14 bolt. Doobies, the step back barrager, hits a 0. Vank hits a 16 Blood Barrage of his own. Doobies with a 1 bolter. Vank with the 23 Ice Barrage to fresh freeze Doobies, and Doobies returns a 30 bolt. Doobies with the freeze that doesn't go because Vank gets the step under DD with the whip, hits a 1. And Vank gets a free bolt out of that. Doesn't hit though. Doobies connects the 0 Ice Barrage, followed by a 12 Blood Barrage into the Whipper. Doesn't connect. Step back. It's a 16 bolt. Into the 18 whip onto Vank's melee prayer, 20 bolt onto Vank's range prayer, and then a 36 max AGSer onto Vank's melee prayer. Vank doing crazy good to weather that storm. 3 massive hits in a row that were mitigated by good prayers. An 18 bolt from Vank, but then Vank gets frozen. A 24 blood barrage into a 33 whip hit. Doobies with the step under. No, the step back gets fresh frozen. A 24 ice barrage away from Vank. Hits a 1 bolt proc onto Vank. Doobies ahead by 70 damage. I didn't really notice that damage swing, but Doobie Dobies is down the stretch taking this one. A 5 blood barrage lands for Doobies, and it looks like this hit. No, that 2 barrage procs Vank's redemption. Could we see another triple redemption proc from Vank? An echo of the past. A 17 blood barrage lands onto Vank. A bolt. No, let's go. Doobie Dobies. Let's hear it. Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
I won one! I'm up!
He's on the board.
Yes!
Ladies and gentlemen, he's on the fucking board. He's on the board. Could we get a fucking wahoo in the goddamn chat for our guy, dude? Let's go. That's our guy. That's our fucking goat, man. Too bad it's you ever seen that meme of the guy sitting, like, it's not just the 3rd place podium meme, but then when people add on multiple podium steps, and then Doobies is sitting down there, the singular win on the day, popping champagne like a goddamn king, you know what I mean? W Doobies, man. Okay, fireworks are on. The same time freeze across the arena, both on the Venges. Some blood barrage landing for Vank. Some blood barrages landing for Doobies. Both these dudes sitting at like 60 HP. Both these dudes sending barrages, trying not to eat up. But it looks like Doobies will spend some food. Looks like Vank will spend a bit of food. Both of them unfrozen, looking for proper freeze control. Doobies fresh frozen. Vank unfrozen. Far away though. Not trying to run in. There's a refreeze. Doobies catches a fresh freeze. It's a 22 ice barrage. Vank sends a 16 javelin. Doobies runs in, sends a barrage, takes an 11 blood barrage. Oh my, 67 maximum Void Waker onto Vancouver's Vengeance. Best case scenario for Vancouver. And it looked like Vank was looking for a spec of his own. That could have been a crazy massive ante. The Jav. A 1 barrage procs Doobie Dobies Vengeance. A 37 Jav though from Doobies. Doobies is range potted up. 20 for a 13 favoring Doobies. Venges into the VLS that hits a 0 on the melee prayer. 19 VLS spec from Vancouver hits on the Doobies' Vengeance. And now Doobies, oh no, not frozen, catches his own freeze onto Vancouver. Now is frozen. Same time, away from each other though. Doobies up 25 damage. Catches a 17 blood barrage. Sorry, ice barrage. Couple of jabs not hitting. 19 blood barrage landing for Vancouver. Another 19 blood barrage landing for Vancouver. 6 blood barrage traded back from Doobie Dobies. A 27 jab hits onto Vancouver's Vengeance, and then Vank sends a VLS that does not hit. Frozen again. Same time. Frozen off each other again. The Mage and Rage spam. A 3 for 0 favoring Doobies. A 1 blood barrage lands for Doobies. So unhumble. A 33 javelin though to follow it up. Doobies up 70 damage. A 27 VLS coming out from Vank on that unfreeze. And then a 21 VLS onto Vank's melee prayer. Doobies looking for something. Gets the freeze. Another same time. Another away from each other. Mage and range battles. Doobie always sends a jab, hits a 4 onto Vank's Vengeance, pops it with a humble hit. 19, Blood Barrage followed up. A big jab, 43, follows that up from Doobie Dobies. Then a 14 hits from Vancouver, but it was on to Doobie's Venge. Vank shows the VLSer, doesn't fake to it, but Doobies doesn't change his prayer. It still hits a 0, the VLS spec. 36 Javelin from Doobies. VLS whack hits a 0. Doobies auto-casting Blood Barrages. 29 Ice Barrage lands from Vancouver. Then a 27 Blood Barrage onto Vank's Vengeance while he VLS specs. Could have been a crazy big stack. But it looks like Doobie Dobies comfortably ahead in this matchup, takes the 2-0, and then we're going game 3 for all the marbles. Vancouver a little shook up, unfortunately. Dude, what's crazy is, wait, I think Mutz just came over to say thank you, because with that, Mutz advances. Doobie Dobies acting as a spoiler for Vank. Had 1-2, he would be tied with Mutz, and they would do some sort of like tiebreaker situation. Oh, Vank 2-1 Mutz. He might have even gone ahead of Mutz. But because Doobie Dobies takes 2 games, Mutz knows no matter what, even if Vank wins the 3rd, Mutz is going to the finale. So he says, thank you, Agent Doobies. Here we go. Wait for fireworks. There it is. The freeze catches for Vancouver. 28 bolt, though, hits for Doobies. And then a 19 bolt proc from Doobies, and that Doobies hits a massive claw. 350 XP drop. It was like a 50 or 60 claw. Vank, the step back, 35 ice or Blood Barrage into the 29 claw. 25, was that a 25 staff bash? As Vank is stepping under. Doobie's got a crazy big staff bash. Vank with a 35 bolter. He's trying to cook on this DD. Sends a barrage, it lands. Doobie's with a claw spec, 23 on the melee prayer, but Vank hits a 35 into a 17 into a 24 as Doobie's is running in for all that. A 32 blood barrage, following it up from all that from Vank. Vank going crazy style on the RNG is now up 80 damage. Oh, 40 whipper puts him up 120 damage. Vank needs this one. Chip on his shoulder after being kicked out officially. Doobies gets a freeze. Vank catches a freeze. No, is it just barely off for the refreeze. 0 for the 0. A splash from Doobies. Splash from Vank. Doobies step back bolter doesn't hit. Vank hits a 7. Ice Barrage is about to be unfrozen. The whip. Step under. Vank trying to cook. Doobies gets the freeze on the Vank as he's unfrozen. But a 16 barrage hits the Doobies. Doobies hits a 14 bolt. Vank shows the whip. Fakies to the bolt. Doesn't hit. Doobies' whip doesn't hit. Vank splashing a couple of freezes, looking for some freeze control as he's getting unfrozen soon. Doobies with a bit less food. Doobies is down 100 damage. Can he bring this one back? Gets the freeze onto Vancouver. Has 40% spec. Not sure how soon he's got that 50%. Looking for something. Vancouver about to have 50% though. Doobie step back barrage. 25 for 6 favoring Vancouver. A low blood barrage lands for Doobies. A claw comes out. 2 claw from Vancouver. Doobies gets a massive 39 bolt. Surely goes for these claws. No, Vank catches the freeze, stepping under, DDing to avoid that claw damage. Doobie's only down 50 damage though. That's definitely recoverable with a claw. A 25 claw gets halfway there. Vank looking for something. Doobie's looking for anything. Doobies with a 15 staff bash off the unfreeze. Vank with the step back bolter that doesn't hit. Doobies looking for some freezes. No, bolt. 12 for 3. Vank freezes Doobies with that 12. A 14 bolt from Doobies as Vank steps out and doesn't hit. Just Vank steps out and eats and takes a bolt. Vank sends a 19 blood barrage though. Doobies down 20 damage. A bit more now after that 14 blood barrage, but now 41 bolt from Doobies. There's 1 point of damage between them. Doobies Can he bring this one home? 13. Ice Barrage lands for Doobies. 4 Bolt. Step under DD. Doobies with the whipper. Doesn't hit. But can he hit something? A 0 for a 0. Doobies with the free hit after that whip. Hits the Bolt. A big barrage from Doobies. A 25 for a 6. Traded for Doobies' advantage. A 0 Ice Barrage. Catches Doobies. 26 for a 16 though. Favoring Vank. Vank 11 or 18. Blood Barrage. Stepping under Doobies with the DD control. Doobies up 9 damage. Vank stepping out. Doobies with 1 hard food. Vank with 1 sip of brew. Could not be closer. Vank catches the freeze though. 1 Ice Barrage. Doobies catches the freeze and 8 Ice Barrage right next to each other. 13 Blood Barrage lands for Vancouver. 12 Blood Barrage lands for Vancouver. Doobie Doobie's hitting nothing. Doobie Doobie's is locked in. He's looking for anything. 24 Whipper. A 43 max whip from Doobie Doobie's. 29 whip. Vancouver left with 5 HP. Hits the redemption on that 0 Bolt. Vank hits a 6 Barrage, but then gets taken out the game. No, a 26 Blood Barrage procs the redemption. A 27 Blood Barrage procs the triple. The back 3 back. He's done it again. He's done it again. Can he bring this one home? And 18 Bolt on the Doobie Doobie's. Doobie Doobie's looking for literally any amount of damage to take Vank out of the game. An 11 whip earns Vank a free hit. What's it going to be? No, Doobie Doobie's gets it a massive 33 barrage to take Vank out the game. And holy shit, Doobie Doobie's was thinking, could he fucking do it? Holy, it could have been. Oh my. The first round is single elimination, but if you lose in the semifinals, go down to this lower bracket finale to play for 3rd place. We got 8 fights. Best of 5. It's about to be game time, ladies and gentlemen. Game 1 of the quarterfinals. We got Mutts versus Reese. Mutts early off with a big 33 bolter into a 33 Void Waker on Reese's Prayer. Follows it with a double at a 32 Void Waker to follow it up. Mutts up nearly 100 damage. Reese hasn't done anything yet. Mutts catches a freeze. 15 Ice Barrage. Gets the DD. 0 Halberd. 0 for the 0. Reese looking for freeze control. 19 Bolt from Mutts. Reese bolts nothing. Crazy low RNG. 18 for a 5. Still favoring Mutts. 34 Void Waker coming out from Reese off prayer. And then Reese gets the freeze, gets the DD, and resets his HP. The Bolt, 19 for a 34, favoring Reese. Halberd doesn't hit. 22 Bolt proc does hit for Reese. Follows it by a 12 Bolter. Halberd, 16 on Mutts' robes. Mutts does catch the freeze off, a 19, but Reese able to hit a Halberd, and then Mutts steps under with a 31 Bolt. Looks for the Void Waker. It's a whack. Earns the free hit. What's it going to be? The Halberd? No, it's a bolt that hits nothing. A 16 Bolt from Mutts. Follows that up. Reese hitting zeros. Mutts hitting zeros. Reese splashing. Halberd, nothing. Bolts, nothing from Mutts. A 22 Bolt coming from Reese. Into the nothing, the splash. Mutts with the Bolt doesn't hit. 2 Ice Barrage catches Mutts. Mutts with the Bolt and 18 as Reese is doing a bit of schmoovin on this DD, hits a 12 Bolt of his own. Mutts about to be unfrozen. Catches the freeze, 23 for, catches the 13, but gets hit at 23, then hits a 27 Blood Barrage. On to Reese, a 0 Halberd to follow that all up. Mutts up 80 damage. A 13 Bolt from Reese. Mutts with the Staff Bash. 18 Halberd from Reese. Reese closing the gap down to 50 difference. A 6 Ice Barrage catches Mutts, but then a 57 Halberd from Mutts. Reese steps under, is able to reset his HP, but down 100 damage in the blink of an eye. 5 Bolt traded for a 10. Mutts getting the better of it. 0 for 0. Mutts shows the Void Waker, hits it 48. Oh wait, no. I think maybe he hit low and Reese hit a big 40 Bolt proc. Hard to tell when they're on DDs. $15 Bolt from Mutts. Reese catches a 21 Ice Barrage. Mutz has just bruised left. Reese has just 2 anglers. Mutz up 100 damage. He just has to bring it home. It's coming home, lad. A 23 Ice Barrage catches Reese. 21 Voidwaker from Reese onto Mutz's Mage Prayer. 19 Blood Barrage from Mutz to follow that all up. 23 Bolt though from Reese. Not out of it. Mutz is up 90 damage. Can't tell who has spec. A big 45 Voidwaker coming out from Reese. A 12 Ice Barrage catches Mutz. Reese hitting a 22 Barrage into a 17 Blood Barrage. Mutz brewing down. Reese coming back in this fight. Hits a 0 Bolt. Mutz sends that 0 Halberd. Mutz has combat pots to work with. Hits a 5 Bolt. Splashes his magical attack. Reese catches his with a 15 Barrage. Gets the Bolt off prayer. Doesn't hit. Mutz also doesn't hit. Mutz looking for that Halberd. Doesn't hit. 21 Blood Barrage lands for Reese. 8 Blood Barrage lands for Reese. Mutz has Mutz hit in the last 10 hits. And has Reese missed in the last 10 hits. There we go. A 21 Blood Barrage from Mutz. Gets the freeze control. 6 Halberd. Steps under. Down to the wire. Both these dudes out of food. About same HP. 29 Halberd though from Mutz. Onto Reese. A 37 Bolter though from Reese. And then Mutz gets the Halberd. The massive Halberd to take Reese out the game. Oh my. I feel like that was a good fight vibe. This is a Call of Duty song. Alright, Fireworks. Ipsolated coming in with the summer. Welcome in, dude. We're at game 2 of best of 5. Our first quarterfinal match. And a bit of DDS is traded out. Mutz sending some offer. Follows it up with a 28 Bolter. Reese with the DD. A crazy big 47 DDS from Reese. But then Mutz getting some big bolts. Oh my, 40 DDS from Reese. Again, Mutz using the DD to regain his HP. Mutz with the DSim. Gets frozen off. 18 maximum bolt onto Reese's prayer. Hits a 4 DDS. So unhumble. And Reese cooking with the Blood Barrages in that time. A 14 DDS trades for a 21 Ice Barrage. Mutz favored. $15 Blood Barrage. Lands for Mutz. But Reese catches him with a 20 Ice Barrage. And follows up with a 5 Bolt. Mutz sends a 10 DDS on the prayer. Reese hits a big 30 Bolter. Followed it up by a DDS. But it didn't hit big. 30, big 30 from Reese as he gets fresh frozen. Reese follows it up with a 24 Bolt proc. Mutz again having to use the DD to reset. Pots up, sends a DSim, doesn't hit. Gets fresh frozen by Reese. And now Reese about to be unfrozen. Looking for something, hits a big 19. And then Mutz 19 for 28. Reese getting the better of it though. A 54 DDS. Reese cannot seem to miss with these DDSs. Going nuclear actually. Mutz smiling, realizing that we're down 200 damage and we don't have shit. He's got a double lead left. But does he have the dream? Can he make this a 2-0? Or are we going 1-1 to game 3? Reese sure hoping that it's the second one. A Staff Bash. A 16 Ice Barrage. Oh, 38 though. It's Reese. Mutz refrozen. And Reese comfortably able to reset his food. Has a bunch of it. A 19 Ice Barrage lands for Mutz. A 31 Blood Barrage lands for Mutz. A 31 Blood Barrage lands for Mutz. 24 Bolt lands for Reese. But Mutz kind of going crazy. Does have a DDS spec, possibly 2. The Staff Bash, not what Mutz is hoping for if he's looking for that 2-0. Gets under with the barrage, but Reese about to be unfrozen. Oh my. The 53 DDSer. Brother, Average of at least 45 on those DDSs for Reese that fight. What the hell was that? Fireworks game 3. We're in maximum DMM. And we are 1-1 between Mutts and Reese. Bit of damage landing on the Venges. A bit of a same time freeze right next to each other. The most dangerous situation. A 33 VLS ripped from Mutts. A VLS that doesn't hit from Reese. A 25 VLS that hits on Reese's melee prayer. And then a 20 VLS that hits on Reese's melee prayer. Reese doing well to switch his prayers at the last minute there. Then hits a 41 Javelin onto Mutts. Mutts gets hit a 24 barrage. Reese sends a 0 VLS. Another unlucky VLS for Reese, who was on melee prayer, but looking to do something. Some bit of damage there. But I mean, all that being said, Mutts has dumped better specs, and he's still only up 2 HP, basically neck and neck. A 19 jab, though, hits for Mutts. A VLSer, a 44 from Mutts. And then the 15 barrage catches Mutts, but it does land on the Venge, so it does bit of damage back to Reese. Reese still with a bit of spec. 18 blood barrage landing for Mutts. Mutts looking for the refreeze. Looks like Reese has 2 VLS specs. Sends one of them a massive 55. Into a 36 on the Venge of Mutts, though. Mutts stepping under with that 18 VLS whack. ED control means he's going to HP control. No, he steps out, gets frozen at 50 HP. Takes a 26 blood barrage for the 15 blood barrage, but it favors Reese heavily. Mutts still down at 68 HP, 84 HP now. It's DD worked on by Reese. Mutts only down 16 damage though, basically even. A freeze, an ice blitz catches Reese, a 59 VLS ripped from Reese, as Mutts was one tick away from getting the DD. Could have avoided that damage, does not. Reese comfortably ahead, 100 damage in this fight. Mutts looking for some hero specs at the late end of this fight. Can he get something? An 18 for a 23 favors Mutts, and it freezes Reese, fresh frozen. Mutts about to be unfrozen. Can he make something happen with it? A 10 ice barrage lands for Reese. 14 javelin lands for Reese. 23 blood barrage though lands for Mutts. A 6 blood barrage lands for Mutts. Reese splashing a bit. A 55 VLS whack onto Reese's Venge. A maximum whack. And it looked like Mutts missed the spec bar. So it could have been a spec, could have been even higher, might have even self-KO'd. It was close. Oh, the 37 VLS though, Mutts was just spam clicking it. Has only 33 HP after getting a bit of that jab damage venged back to him. A 15 ice barrage catches Reese. Reese out of food though. 31 HP for Reese, 33 HP for Mutts. I didn't realize it was so close. Mutts has brought this back in a massive way. A VLS spec, a 12 on prayer on the robes. From Mutts. Mutts ahead in HP, 31 to 14. Reese hoping for a redemption proc. A 31 jab though. Takes Mutts out the game. Reese loves to see it. Loves to see it. Mutts in shambles, bro. Mutts in shambles was beginning to believe. I was beginning to believe. But did not have it in the tank. Reese goes up 2-1. And it's time. The fight is on. Reese catches the first freeze. It's a 4 ice barrage followed by a 20 bolter. But then Mutts returns a 26 ice barrage. Freezes Reese off of him. Follows it with a 15 blood barrage. Reese hits a 0 blood barrage. It lands but hits a 0. Unlucky. An 11 blood barrage though. Landing for Reese. 9 bolt for Mutts. A 7 bolt for Reese. A spec and AGS, sir. He showed it a bit though. 13 on the prayer. Then Reese returns a 42 AGS off the prayer. Mutts hits an 18 ice barrage, but it was not in time to get that refreeze onto Reese. 17 ice barrage for a 36 ice barrage. The same time for Reese though, favoring Reese. A big bolt proc. 37 bolt proc from Reese. Into a 22 blood barrage from Reese. Reese with a crazy amount of momentum. Mutts forced to pray melee. Doesn't get it. Someone just spawned in the arena. What the hell was that? A 28 AGS ripped from Reese. Followed it by a 26 bolt proc. Why was someone in the arena though? A 12 Ice Barrage lands for Reese, gets the DD control. Mutts freezes him back with a 4 Ice Barrage. Same time, right next to each other. Mutts with a 12 Whipper into the 0 AGSer on prayer. Reese doing well to read that. 25 Whip from Reese. A 20 Blood Barrage from Mutts. A 12 for a 0. Favoring Reese, a 16 for a 41. Mutts with a massive 41 AGS whack, but then gets hit a 29 Ice Barrage, and Reese with the DD control resets his HP full 115 to 114. Reese is ahead by 120 damage, but we saw in the last fight the Mutts can close that gap. A 12 for a 7. Favoring Mutts, a 16 whip for Reese. Reese splashing, Mutts splashing. Reese splashing, Mutts splashing, Mutts with the helm takeoff, still splashing. Both these dudes can't seem to catch a 6 Blood Barrage into the 22 Bolt. Reese still trying to get those Ice Barrages that aren't landing. And now Mutts with the 20 Ice Barrage catches Reese. No, same time frozen off. Reese with a 21 Ice Barrage to catch Mutts and prevent them from getting that DD. A 13 for a 21 Bolt though, favoring Reese. A 29 for a 26, favoring Reese. A Whipper 10 from Reese. A 35 AGS whack though from Mutts, returns the damage. Mutts down 90 damage. A 24 Bolt onto Reese, closes the gap a bit, but Reese with the DD control now. An 8 Ice Barrage to get the step under of Mutts. Mutts gets the freeze off of. Into a 16 AGS on prayer. Reese reading every single one of these specs. Every single one of them has been on the melee prayer. A 2 Blood Barrage from Mutts into the 6 Bolter. Reese not hitting with anything. Mutts, damage falling off. A 9 Ice Barrage though. Fresh freezes Mutts. A 13 Staff Bash traded for an 11 Bolt from Mutts. A 56 AGS. It was a 56 on 58. It could have been, but either way, it will be. No, a redemption proc keeps Mutts in it. Can he? He needs a bit of a miracle. 59 HP to Reese's name, but Reese also has 1 Anglerfish remaining, 1 HP, and a goddamn dream. He's out the game. Good fight, he says. And that's 3-1 to Brother Reese. Reese advances to the semifinals because now Reese faces the winner of Oda versus Solo. But ladies and gentlemen, we are here. The fireworks have popped. Game number 1 of our second quarterfinals between Oda Block and Solo Mission. And Oda Block off to an early DD start, hits a 19 VLS. Solo Mission though freezes a big 35 onto the Venge, and then Oda Block sending massive VLSs onto Solo Mission's melee prayer. Bit of a scary situation. Solo returning a 35 VLS on the prayer. Another 0 on the melee prayer. The fight has stabilized. These fights get crazy in the beginning, and I can't really keep up. But we're back. Solo Mission freezes Oda. A 5 is fresh frozen next to Oda. A 30 for a 59. Exchange. Solo Mission ripping a fat VLS. Solo Mission putting up a bit of a fight. Oda Block only up 40 damage. A VLS 47 from Oda. Big. 15 VLS from Oda. Off the prayer too. Into a 16 Jav. Solo's looking for anything. Gets frozen. A 3 Ice Barrage. A 7 Jav to follow that up. Nothing's hitting for both these dudes. Looking for anything. Solo looking for the freeze control as he's about to be unfrozen. Little Jav. A 1 Jav pops Solo Mission's Vengeance. And then a 15 Barrage onto Oda's Venge. Into the back-to-back Venger. Solo spent so long not hitting Oda that he had the back-to-back Venge. That's insane. 25 Ice Barrage lands from Oda. A VLS spec, nothing for the VLS whack, also nothing. 23 Ice Barrage for the 6 Ice Barrage, And now these dudes are same time frozen right next to each other. 30 for a 22. Oh, sorry. No, the 30 was on the Vengeance. So it bounces back 22 damage. $21 Ice Barrage lands for Oda. Into a 18 Ice Barrage. Not in time to refreeze. This one will be if it lands though. It's a 0. Connects. It's a 0. Gets the refreeze. Into a 2 Ice Barrage. Into a 7 Jav. Oda block 140 damage up in this fight. Solo Mission needs a miracle and some big javelin specs. Hits Oda block hits big onto Solo's Venge, and then sends some VLS specs on the robes. Doesn't hit. Solo Mission out of food. Gets the redemption. Gets the freeze on Oda. 16 Blood Barrage is not proccing the redemption. Solo Mission 16 HP. The 9 Jab procs the redemption again. Solo Mission hanging in there. A 12. Will it proc? No, it's on the Venge. Goes the VLS. Sends it a 0 on the prayer. Solo Mission, can he do the unthinkable? Has no spec remaining. Neither of these dudes do. Oda block looking for the freeze to send him out. Oh my. The 22 barrage stack with a massive hit onto Oda block's Venge. And the damage stack is enough to go past the redemption of Solo Mission. Good fight. Game 2. Oda block up 1-0. And we're off. A big claw spec from Oda started, but Solo Mission gets the freeze. A 42 whip. Traded for a 33 bolt. Solo follows it up with a 19 bolt. Trying to get some whips. Solo Mission with a 41 claw. And then the same time freeze. Oda follows it up with a 10 bolt proc. Solo with a 15 blood barrage. $25 Ice Barrage or Ice Blitz from Oda block. Both these dudes unfrozen, looking for something. A big 31 bolter onto Solo Mission. Solo hits a 21. And then Oda block catches Solo Mission with a 13 Ice Barrage. Step back bolt hits nothing. Step back bolt hits a 1. Solo Mission splashes his freeze attempts. Solo Mission catches with a 15 Ice Barrage, with Oda block hitting a 28 Blood Barrage at the same moment. 28 bolt from Solo. Gets the step under. The whip hits exchanged. Nothing. 16 whip for the 9 blood barrage. Favoring Oda. Oda gets hit a 20 something, maybe 30 claw from Solo Mission. And then a 20 ice barrage. Fresh freezes Oda block. Solo Mission going to work with the DD. Solo is only down 13 damage in this fight. Basically even. Now he's up with that big whip. Oh, sorry. Solo's up. Solo's up with that whip hit. And he was up. Solo hitting a 17 ice barrage as Oda's unfrozen. Oda catching the 12 ice barrage to freeze Solo Mission. Fresh frozen. Now looking for some hits of his own. Bolt's not hitting on robes. You hate to see it. A free bolt though. Solo gets a 10 ice barrage to freeze Oda block off of that DD. 17 blood barrage into the whip. Doesn't hit anything. Into the 37 whip from Solo Mission. Into the whip. He's spamming the whips. Oda block unfrozen. Looks for the freeze control. Hits a big 32 ice barrage onto Solo Mission. A bolt? No. Shows the claws? No. Eats a food. Sends a barrager. A 16. A 19 bolt proc from Solo Mission. A big, oh my, massive 36, a 60 claw. Into a 2 claw. A 26 bolt from Solo Mission though. Solo Mission fresh frozen a 1. Fresh freezes Oda block a 4. 20 damage between them. 23 bolt proc from Solo Mission. Down to the wire. A 7 blood barrage lands for Auto Block. A 1 blood barrage lands for Solo Mission. Solo Mission steps in, fakies to the bolt though. Auto Block was praying melee for it. It looked like a claw was going to come out. Solo Mission gets the freeze control, steps under. Solo Mission does have a spec. He has 60% spec. Will he use it? Will he get some value from it? A 46 bolt proc on Autoblock's melee prayer, and then a massive, considering it was on melee prayer, a massive like 25 to 30 claw coming out from Solo Mission. Autoblock doing well to keep that melee prayer on and gets taken out of the game with a bolt proc, and he's shaking his head like, what is it, RNG? Sit the fuck down. 1-1. Let's go. Solo Mission with NH stake, dude. Honestly, he looks so clean with it. There was that one time where I said it was a free hit, but it was that Solo Mission actually was looking for his hit, realized he wasn't gonna get it, let Autoblock free hit on his tank, and then got the freeze right as he was unfrozen. It was like a perfect play to get the freeze control right as he's unfrozen. It's just clean, dude. This is game 3, 1-1 between Solo Mission and Autoblock in the maximum NH setup. Best of 5. Good luck, bros. A big 41 Howard out the gate from Solo Mission as Autoblock was looking for that freeze control to start the fight, and then Solo catches the freeze, Oda catches the freeze, same time away from each other. A massive 40 bolt proc from Autoblock though. That's big for him. A massive barrage, 36 ice barrage lands for Autoblock. A 25 Voidwaker on the magical prayer. But then Oda's fresh frozen a 17. Both these dudes looking for damage. A 21 Voidwaker on the prayer. Solo Mission takes a 53 bolt. And it was a bolt proc as well. Autoblock stepping under. DD control. Solo Mission down a ton of damage. 100 damage. A 38 bolt from Autoblock. Seems like he's coming out swinging in game number 3. Bolt for Halberds, hidden zeros. Bolt for Halberd, hidden 0. 56 Voidwaker from Solo Mission. He needs those if he's going to look to bring this back. Catches Autoblock, 29 Ice Barrage. And then a 26 or a 29 Blood Barrage. And now we're about even. Autoblock is just up 17 damage, but that is not much in these sets. A 15 Bolt for Solo. We're even. 70 spec for Autoblock though, so conceivably he is still a bit ahead. A 21 Ice Barrage lands for Solo Mission. A 17 Ice Barrage lands for Autoblock. 5 Blood Barrage lands for Oda. Albert's not hitting for Solo. 34 for a 29, favoring Solo Mission. Solo about to be unfrozen. Oda with the bolt. 10. Gets free frozen a 0. Solo Mission lands a 0 barrage. Oda's only up 8 damage, but pots up range pot, hits a 10 bolt, trades for the 4 bolt from Solo Mission. A Voidbreaker spec? No, shows it, but just not unfrozen in time. A 22 for a 28, favoring Solo Mission. And now the Voidbreaker? No. Looking to do some fakies. Stepping back, looking for damage, takes a 2 bolt. And then Solo Mission freezes Autoblock with a 23 Ice Barrage into a 40 bolt. Autoblock nearly with 2 full specs. A 14 for 1 trades for Solo Mission, but then Solo Mission takes a 64 Voidwaker. A 0 Halberd for Staff Bash. Solo Mission, it's literally 0 damage between them. But now, Autoblock up that damage because of 39 bolt. Solo Mission gets the DD. They both have 1 spec. This is down to the wire. Autoblock catches the refreeze. A Voidwaker 16 on prayer from Solo Mission. Autoblock goes for his own 25 off prayer. Crazy unluck. A big bolt, a 30 bolt. A 14 bolt exchange from Solo, but Odablock gets the better of it. 56 HP and an angler for Oda. 32 HP and no food for Solo, but now 28 bolt from Oda. Procs a redemption. Solo gets the DD. An 11 barrage freezes Solo off. A 1 blood barrage from Odablock. A 35 blood barrage from Solo Mission. Oh my, that 33. And Oda was happy to make it out of there with the 2-1 because that was way close. Game 4. Did Doobie? No. An AGS off the bat from Solo Mission hits a 0. What about catches? But Solo Mission catches. Some big barrages back to back from Odablock. $19 for a 1 though, favoring Solo Mission. 7 bolt. Both these dudes unfrozen. Shows the AGS. A 7 on prayer. Showed it for too long. A 32 ice barrage. Doesn't catch him, but then a 15 ice barrage does catch Solo Mission with the DD control. Hits a 30 blood barrage to follow that up. Solo Mission up early. A 32 bolt from Solo. A 34 blood barrage from Solo Mission. Block unfrozen. A 21 barrage lands on the Solo, or sorry, on the Oda. And then a 15 for a 19. Favoring Solo. A 27 for 24 favoring Solo. Now 24 for an 8 favoring Odablock. Barrages that don't land. About to be unfrozen. 26 bolt for Solo. 23 blood barrage for Solo Mission. A 31 ice barrage from Solo Mission. Oh, sorry. I'm from Oda. Why am I'm looking at the? Oh my. I'm mixed up. A 35 lands onto Solo. Holy, Oda's been cooking this whole time. That's my bad. 33 blood barrage. That's my bad. Big 56 AGSer off the prayer. One tick changed the prayer, and he knows it. He feels he's got that reaction. 29 does land from Solo. 28 ice barrage does land from Solo. But now they're same time frozen away from each other. A 28 for 14 favoring Oda. A 24 blood barrage lands for Odablock. 22 bolt though lands max on the prayer for Solo Mission. 14 from Solo. Odablock looking for something. 25 for 26 favoring Oda. Solo Mission chasing him across the arena with the AGSer, but Oda gets the freeze off and the DD control. Odablock up 69 damage. Nice. Steps out. Sends a mage. It hits big. A 28 blood barrage. Into a 19 whip. 12 ice barrage. Freezes him though from Solo Mission. 16 lands onto Solo. 26 bolter onto Solo. Solo gets the DD, but he's going to have to use his time to eat the remainder of his food. 81 HP left for Solo Mission. Hits that super combat. Looks for some whip hits. They don't land. The 15 AGSer on prayer. Solo Mission still with 1 spec. Odablock now with another spec. 18 blood barrage. Looks for the AGSer. Flashes it. Doesn't send it. A 26 blood barrage for a 5 bolt proc favoring Oda. 19 blood barrage to follow that up. Solo Mission holding his AGSer. Oh, the 1D1 AGS. Takes Solo Mission out the game. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, 3-1. And we will see Odablock versus in the semifinals. Fireworks. We've got a game 1 of a best of 5. A big 57 Void Waker though coming out the gate from Laganarium. Wasting no time. Following that barrage up. And then hits a big 40 bolter onto Lake. Lags up 120 damage to, and Lake hasn't done any damage. Lake hasn't done a single point of damage yet. A Void Waker 18 on prayer just to get any damage. And then Lag sends his. It was like a 30 something on prayer. His chat's hyping him up. I kind of like that we can see his chat. As they're same time frozen. But they're about to be unfrozen. Lake a little unfrozen before. Lake hits a 10 bolt proc into a humble halberd. And Lag hits a massive 27 as Lake was looking for that DD. And now Lake catches the barrage, stepping under. What is this? What is this red thing? It lights up sometimes on lag screen. Yeah, what is that? It turned green and yellow? Was that eat delay? I don't know. I'm not sure. But it looks like Lake freezes 24 maximum barrage. 7 for 7 traded. Lake able to hit that halberd. 22 halberd for a 0. Laganarian favored. Got to be unfrozen. Neither of these dudes have spec. A big 47 bolt though. Big 47 bolt proc from Lake. That's going to be big. Lag looking for the freeze control. Gets it. And now steps under with that DD. 10 halberd though from Lake. 9 blood barrage from Lag. 33 bolt for 26 in Lag's favor. Lag is up 50 damage. Splashes. Lake splashes the bolt. 10 ice barrage lands for Lake. But now a 0 freeze from Lake catches. So now Lag and Lake are both frozen same time. A 31 bolt from Lag. A 13 blood barrage lands for Lag. 17 bolter from Lake. Lake running in. Fakey the halberd. Step back. His ECB hits a 13. Voidwaker on the prayer, but it was massive. 33 on prayer. Basically maximum. Lag catches the freeze. 15. But Lake catches a freeze of his own into a 31 blood barrage. Lag returns a 31 bolt. Couple bolts exchange. Nothing between them. Halberd's not hitting. Lag is up 40 damage. Sends a Voidwaker 23 on the prayer. 46 halberd though. Returned from Lake. Laganarian eats his last remaining angler. He's down to one last angler. So is Lake. Lake 0 halberd doesn't hit. Lag catches the freeze. A 23. Lag is still up 40 damage. Can he close this one out? Lake spamming the bolts. A 30 barrage lands for Lag. Might be the beginning of the end for Lake with that. Lake unable to hit. A 47 halberd though comes out from Lake. A 22 halberd to follow that up. Lake bringing it back. I spoke too soon. I caster cursed him. But the reverse caster curse. A couple of blood barrages. Oh my, take Lake out the game. Damn. That was crazy close. And Laganarian was like, you could tell he was reacting pretty poorly to those big halberds at the end. Like, what is this? What is this? But he was able to close that one out. We got round 2. Fireworks. Lag's up 1-0. Ice Barrage is catching for both of them. Onto the Venges for both of them. Big Blood Barrage. 30 Blood Barrage from Lag, but it lands onto Lake's Vengeance. And then Lake landing a big 19 Blood Barrage. 22 Barrage lands for Lag. Gets the DD cooking. 6 Blood Barrage follows that up. A VLS coming. Oh, it was on the melee pair, but he saw it, so he pulled it back. And then a 52 Voidwaker, but then a 57. Was that a jab? I'm not sure. Maybe it was a VLS spec from Lake at the same time. And then a 43 VLS as Lag is coming in. Lake with a nice anti-VLS. Lake shows the VLS, sends it. It was a 0 on the prayer. Lag the only one with the spec. And Lake is ahead 20 damage. Now basically even after that 26 jab onto Lake's Vengeance. VLSer 27. Oh my, explosive. Lake hits a massive 47 VLS whack onto the Vengeance at the same time that Lag hits a pretty decent hit, and that was a crazy stack of damage. A 35 jab though coming out from Lake. 9 Blood Barrage. Lands for Laganarium. Both these dudes about to be unfrozen. 23 for the 17. Oh no, sorry, it's a 23 on Lag's Vengeance. It's 17 damage back to Lake. Unfrozen. Both these dudes. 27 Javelin. Lands for Lake. 18 Ice Barrage. Lands for Lag, but it wasn't in time to refreeze. This one was a refreeze though. 10 Ice Barrage. A 1 traded for the 1. Bit of zeros. Lake pops the Vengeance. It's a 4. A 4 on the Venge. Not as much damage as he'd hoping to Venge back. And then the 13 VLSer. An 11 jab coming out from Lake. Laganarium with the freeze control. Laganarium hits a 30 Blood Barrage. And that's as much difference as he's up. It was even before then. And then, oh, a massive... Lake stacks a jab with a massive barrage that hits his Vengeance and stacks nearly over 50 damage onto Laganarium. But then Lake gets fresh frozen. Lag up 30 damage. End of this fight. Lag with 1 hard food. Lake with nothing left. 45 HP. Hits an 11 Blood Barrage. A 14 VLS whack for Lake. Lake gets frozen off though. A 31 into the 26 VLSer. Out the game. 2-0. Lag goes up. Here we go. The fireworks. Is it gonna be? Who is it gonna be? Who's got the first freeze? Looks like Lag. 19 for 16, but Lake's was a bolt. Lag's was a freeze. Gets the DD control. Claws coming out. Fakey's the claws. No. Sends him a 28. Traded for a 7. And then Lag follows it up with a 23 bolt. Oh, Lake sends a 40-something claw. Lag follows it up with a 23 Blood Barrage, though. Lake shows the claws, sends him a 7 on the rose. On the melee prayer, though. Good prayer. Big bolt. 37 bolt. Maximum. The Whipper doesn't go. The bolt step back. Doesn't hit. Bolt from Lake doesn't go. 25 barrage onto Lake. Lag is up 113 damage already. And Lake has sent more specs. And he gets something going. And Lake get the bit of the comeback. Gets frozen off a 15 Ice Barrage. The Whipper doesn't hit. The bolt from Lake doesn't hit. The 34 Blood Barrage connects from Laganarium, though. Lake about to be unfrozen. Surely looking for some freeze control. Does send it. Lands it. 11 Ice Barrage onto Laganarium. A claw from Lag hits a 21. Lake fresh frozen next to him, though. 33 bolter coming out from Lake. A whip that doesn't hit. Laganarium, 14 Blood Barrage. Both trading zeros. Bit tanky. A barrage that catches Lake. A 16. But Lake hits a big 20-something bolt. And then a freeze. And then a 12 to follow that all up. Lake stringing together some hits. Bring the damage deficit down to 100. 30% spec for both these guys. Lake. Damage deficit down to 50 with a couple of big hits in a row. Lag does catch a big barrage. It's a 33 for a 28 though, favoring Lake. Lake hits a 24 for a 9, favoring him. A 23 bolt proc to follow that all up. Lake has swung the damage in his favor. He's up 8 damage. 17 Blood Barrage lands for Laganarium. Takes just the lead by barely. Is down to the wire. That freeze, that 11 Ice Barrage was not in time to freeze Laganarium. Lake looking for true freeze control. Lag sending his own freezes that are splashing. Both these guys splashing. Lag catches his. Lake sends the Bolt to trade. 16 for 8 though. A Claw hits a 29 from Laganarian. Step back. Bolt hits a 41 to follow it up. And a 20 barrage. A 3-hit streak that hasn't been returned. Lake on the back foot. Down 100 damage. Just like that. A whip for a 0 Claw trade. Lake needing something there to bring this one back. Surely the 13 for the 13 Ice Barrage. They trade and they're frozen same time off each other. But Lake being down 130 damage means trading like this is not favorable at all. This could be the beginning of the end. Lake with 0 food left to his name. Not enough spec. Won't get it by the end of the fight either. This is all but certain. 3-0 from Lag. Hits a 19 to step under Lake. A 38 bolt on Lake's melee pair. Lake hits a 6 blood barrage into the whipper, gets the DD control, but not for too long because Lag is unfrozen and catches the refreeze. 24 whip on 25, dude. 31 takes him out the game. Good fight. 3-0. Damn. I feel like 3-0 doesn't really tell the whole story, but that's the way she goes, you know? Fireworks. We got a game 1 of the last quarterfinals of the day. Peta versus Torvesta. And Peta has the first freeze of the fight. Oh my, 49 javelin. The fakie of the VLS into the jab doesn't hit. Not rewarded, but it was clean. And then, oh my, the massive 37 barrage. And Torvesta hits big onto Peta's bench. So it was like a 60-something damage stack in a single tick. Peta's up nearly 100 damage. And has sipped a single brew. A 13 VLS from Torvesta pops Peta's vengeance. A 17 Ice Barrage doesn't catch, or doesn't refreeze. And then another massive jab, a 44 Javelin. Goes for the, dude, the Vengeance Voidwaker hits a 48. He's still venged up. Hits a 16 VLSer, hoping for more than that. But Peta is off to an insane start. A 20 Ice Barrage catches Peta, but returns 15 damage due to that vengeance. The jab, 30. Venges. Oh my god, 47. Voidwaker from Torvesta. Bit of a staff bash from Peta. Torvesta's down 150. Jab's not hitting. Torvesta going in for a staff bash? No, the fake the jab. Torvesta throws a jab, hits a 21. Neither of these dudes can catch much. An 8 jab thrown from Peta. Splashes though from both dudes. Vengeance from Peta, vengeance from Torvesta. 15 damage gets venged back to Peta, but Torvesta is frozen. A 9 from Peta. Staff bash return from Torvesta. 8 javelin. Does Torvesta not have freeze timers? A 29 blood barrage from Peta. A 21 ice barrage from Peta. Not in time to refreeze though. That's the freeze. 18 ice barrage catches Torvesta. Torvesta's down 220 damage. Venges back a 6 jab from Peta, but that's not going to be enough. Peta, same time frozen next to Torvesta. Torvesta's about to be unfrozen though. Blood barrage landing for Torvesta. 12, but gets frozen off a 31 ice blitz. 34 blood barrage though lands for Torvesta. 250 damage down. Can he? A 22 VLSer. He's showing the Voidwaker. Shows the VLSer. He's just trying to do something, dude. 42 Voidwaker. VLS to follow it up. Doesn't hit. Peta probably not going down here. That's it. Fight. Game 1. Tough. Alright. We are live with game number 2. 41 bolt coming out from Peta. A 27 bolt to follow it up. Torvesta Praying Mage does not want to get Void Wakered. But then a 19 Void Waker coming out from Peta. Good prayer. 19 bolt to follow that up. Is the bolt proc? Torvesta hitting back a little bit during this time, but nothing too noteworthy. Does catch the freeze, but then gets frozen off as he's holding that Void Waker going into spec. 35 bolt proc from Peta. A 22 blood barrage from Peta to follow that up. Torvesta's down at 45 HP. Was that barrage a chance? 36 HP for Torvesta. That Void Waker spec was maybe on Mage Prayer. Torvesta on the back foot in a crazy way. Bit of a Void Waker coming out. 28 from Torvesta, but it's not going to be enough. A 40 bolt to follow it up, though, from Torvesta, putting a bit of damage together. 33 Blood Barrage connects for Peta. Torvesta's down 150 damage, though. Peta's done double the amount of damage so far. Oh, Void Waker from downtown. That was a 46, followed by a 33. Both these dudes sitting crazy low. 52 HP to 47 HP. They're just going crazy style with the damage. These sets are explosive. 100 damage, though. Up is Peta. Hits a 19. But Torvesta returns a 21 bolter. Torvesta looking for that freeze control. Gets it. Eats up to full. Torvesta, range pots up. Sends a big blood barrage, but then gets hit a 56 halberd. What a weapon. Okay. Barrages are splashing for both. Now Torvesta catches his. No, same time. Right next to each other. Torvesta with a bit of a blood barrage. Hits a 4. A 9 bolt from Peta. A staff bash from Peta. Rare L. 140 damage, though. Torvesta needs to recover. He's got 55 HP. And now he's fresh frozen. A 1 ice barrage. 57 HP after that. 19 Void Waker. A 25 bolt. Leaves Torvesta with not much left in the tank. 23 HP. That bolt proc is going to give him 3 HP back. 16 for a 10. Does favor Torvesta, especially because it was a blood barrage on his end. But that 40 maximum barrage. 2-0. And Peta, and we're off. Let's start the fight. It looks like Peta already sent a spec. I missed that. That was my bad. But now they're same time frozen off. Peta with some big barrages. A 24 blood barrage landing for Peta. A big, massive, almost 60 claw. Just short of that, like 55 claw. A 22 for an 18 trade. And then a 24 claw from Torvesta. It was on the melee prayer, though. Couldn't have been too big. Torvesta's already down 100 damage, though. It's crazy how fast these fights start for Torvesta. Peta is just pumping out damage from the get-go. And Torvesta, oh my, gets hit a 19 staff bash. Nothing can seem to hit low for Peta. 29 ice barrage, follow that up. And then a big bolt from Torvesta, big 27 bolter. Oh my. 24 whip from Torvesta. A 16 blood barrage from Torvesta. Torvesta's down 150 damage, though. Let's be real. Torvesta does have a spec in the chamber. Nothing's in for either dude. Torvesta looking for freeze control. No, gets frozen. A fresh freeze of 6. Does get a 39 bolt proc though. Peta returns to 22. Peta gets frozen a 14 and Torvesta lands a 13 blood rush after that. Okay, Torvesta closing the gap to 100 damage. Hits a decent claw spec. Into the staff bash though. Peta hitting a 17. Big T, what do you got? The bolts. Oh, 23 for 0 favoring Peta. And Peta is 10% away from a spec. He's about to have it. Fresh freezes, same time next to each other. Hard to imagine that the spec doesn't get sent here. Peta hits a 34 blood barrage into a 0 that splashes. He's spamming the barrages to maybe make Torvesta pray mage. There it is, and sends a massive 50 claw. And it was on that magical prayer that he was fishing for. Just better at the end of the day. Torvesta down to 48 HP, 33 HP, eats an angler, 55 HP, has nothing left. Takes a bolt on the ropes, it doesn't hit. 29 blood barrage though from Peta. A whip to 23 to follow that up. Any bit of damage takes him out. 10 barrage, 3-0. And our top 4. Reese Oda versus Lag Peta. Although a loss puts them out of, the top 2, they still will compete in this third place round for some big money. Third place takes some 2K. So even loser of this fight is still going to be playing for some big money. But winner of this fight plays for even bigger money. If you win this fight, the worst you could do is $3,000. Walking away with $3,000. Here we go. It's time. Game 1 of the first semi-final match. Motorblock versus Reese. Now Reese with the early DD with the Void Waker. And sends another Void Waker. Albert not hitting anything. Odablock, barrage hitting a 10. A big barrage, a Void Waker coming out from Odablock, a 56. And that was not a chancer. Now they're same time frozen next to each other. A 28 Howard for Odablock. 15 bolt for Odablock. Odablock is up 100 damage already. Reese gets frozen, a 13, but then catches his 19. They're same time in halberd range. 35 blood barrage lands for Oda, 18 blood barrage lands for Reese. Trading zeros. Halberd hitting nothing. Both these dudes looking for any sort of damage. Halberd again, a nothing. Bolts, nothing. 15 bolt from Reese. 24 bolt from Reese. Can't catch the freeze. Now same time frozen next to each other. They're in halberd range. A 34 halberd. Was that a brewed down halberd? It was a maximum, but it was a 34 only. A 25 Void Waker on the magical prayer of Odablock. And Odablock catches a fresh freeze, a 20 barrage. 40 big. Lands for Oda. A 31. Another big Albert lands for Oda into a 35 barrage. Odablock cooking with damage. 130 damage up on Reese. Can't tell if Reese has spec, but Odablock is about to have spec, which I think means Reese does because he sent his earlier. He pots up. Sends a bolt. 28 bolter lands for Reese. Halberd doesn't hit. It was on the melee prayer though. What about getting these helm takeoffs for the freezes that aren't landing? $35 Halberd hits for Oda. 24 bolt hits for Reese. 27 Void Waker, trades for a 25 Bolt, a 6 Blood Barrage though lands, and for a 19 Bolt traded, a 33 hits for Odeblock, but Reese does get the DD with a 15 Blood Barrage. Reese down 100 damage. That's 2 Halberd swings though. A 37 Bolter, that'll even it up. A 37, or a 0 Bolt, sorry. After that 37. Both these dudes splashing down to the wire. 60 HP between them. Odeblock with 2 hard food. Reese with none. Odeblock catches the 21 Ice Barrage. Reese looking for the halberd. Doesn't hit. Odeblock's bolt hits a 25. A 26 for an 18 trade, favoring Oda though. Then Reese down to the wire. Might have spec, but he has 1 HP. 27 barrage takes him out of the game. Odeblock goes up 1-0, but that was very close. The song's pretty hype. It's a COD song. Okay, a big claw off the rip from Odeblock. But both these dudes flashing their freeze attempts, looking for some control. Reese sends a 0 claw. Still a bit wiggly, 0 freeze control of this fight. So the movement, they're just running around, trying to get any hits on each other. The bolt's not hitting, not forcing them to bruise, so then they're not sending barrages. But there we go. We got the first ice barrage that lands of the fight. Reese, DD control, goes to work with the whipper. Reese big, 38 bolt, but Odeblock hits a 40 bolt at the same time. Odeblock catches a 15 ice blitz. And now, DD control of his own. Bit of schmooves for Odeblock, but then gets frozen a 7 from Reese. 32 ice barrage follows that up from Reese. A big claw, 40 claw from Reese. 31 whip follows that up. Odeblock on the back foot. Odeblock down 110 damage. Reese now with the crazy start to the fight. Can Odeblock bring this one back? Or does Reese take this one to a 1-1? A whip from Odeblock. A barrage that catches, but Odeblock hits big. A 31 for a 12 exchange in favor of Odeblock. But Reese does get freeze control with his. Oda shows the claws. Doesn't send him. The whipper doesn't connect because Reese is doing diagonal steps out. 10 for a 2, favoring Reese. A 14 ice barrage lands for Oda. 27 for 15, favoring Odeblock. Then a 13 bolt proc from Reese to follow that up. 3 blood barrage lands for Reese. Reese stepping under. Gets hit a 21 ice barrage that doesn't refreeze him. 16 ice barrage from Reese. Step back bolter doesn't hit. 2 claw from Odeblock. 26 bolt to follow that up from Oda. Bolts not landing. 34 ice barrage lands from Odeblock. $13 blood barrage from Oda. Reese only up 12 damage now. Oda has brought this fight completely back, and Odeblock has a spec. Reese sends his own spec though. It was massive. Was that a 54? Sorry, it might have been a 44. It was a 44. But still, 44 claw. Big for Reese. Gets the refreeze into a 15 blood barrage. Oda sends his own claw. It was a 30. As Reese gets the DD, Reese is now back up to 130 damage. Damn, the swings of these fights are crazy. Reese catches a 10 Ice Barrage. Nothing landing for anyone. 36 Bolt Proc though lands for Reese. Reese up 160 damage. Only way he dies here is if he gets KO'd, but Auto Block only has 20% spec. Not enough. Reese catches the freeze into the Staff Bash. A whip. Doesn't hit. Auto Block doesn't get hit on the Rose. Reese just looking to close this one out. Auto Block out of food. 61 HP. Hits a big 31 Blood Barrage though. Reese 4 food and a brew sip. 27 for 18 favoring Oda. Oda follows that up with a 12. Gets hit back a 10. Still ahead in that trade. 36 bolt hits on the Reese. Reese 80 damage ahead of Oda, but Oda closing the gap crazy. Reese gets frozen a 1. Gets hit a 32 bolt. The walls are closing in. He gets hit an 18 Blood Barrage. Reese hasn't hit in 10 plus hits. And Oda Block can't stop hitting a 34 Bolt Proc. Oda Block? No way. Has to compete for 2K. Possibly goes home empty-handed. Fireworks start game 3. Oda Block's up 2-0. 19 for the 14. Reese venges back a bit of damage and then hits kind of big on the Oda's Venge. VLS spec coming out and then a jab. A 32 Void Waker from Reese off prayer. But then Oda returns a 35. This fight is so chaotic. The damage is crazy. The 44 Javelin, 28 Barrage to follow that up. Oda Block 42 Void Waker after all that. Bro, Oda Block is up 100 damage. Reese unfrozen. Oda about to be unfrozen though. Javs exchanged, zeros. 29 Jav lands for Reese. Catches Oda, 21 for 17, favoring Oda though. Now they're same time frozen. A 12 or a 9. Oh, sorry, Reese hits a 12 on Oda's Venge. $22 lands for Oda. Big jab coming out from Reese at 29. But Reese gets frozen. But now 30 for 18 trade. Oda Block favored. Now the same time frozen though. The jabs not hitting for Reese. Nothing's hitting for Reese. Reese down 100 damage, gets fresh frozen. It's a 10 Ice Barrage that hits on the Venge. And then a 41 from Oda Block. Oda Block still has a VLS spec to work with as well. Almost has 2. Sends it. It's a 31 onto the Vengeance though. And then Reese ripped a VLS spec. It hit a 0 on Oda's Venge. Could have been a 29 Staff Bash. Reese smiles after that one because he's like, what are you supposed to do? What are you supposed to do? Reese down 170 damage. Oh, hits big onto the Venge. And gets hit massive at the same time as a massive stack. Down 200 damage though. Oh, they're talking shit to each other. Oda's piping up. The Venge procs the redemption. Go on, Reese. What do you got? A 40 Jav. Go on, Reese. A 21 Blood Barrage from Reese. He's not out of it. I didn't hear no bell. 22 Blood Barrage from Reese. Odeblock has 54 HP. Reese hits the Vengeance. Odeblock, though, hit that Vengeance. A 10. Reese pops Oda's Venge with a 10. A 10 Barrage procs Reese's Redemption for the second time in the match. Odeblock hits a 16 Jav. Down to 23 HP for Oda. Reese has 6 HP. Gets taken out the game. Oh, he's so sad. He's so sad. Okay, Fireworks. This is the second semifinals. Game 1 versus Peta and Lag. And it looks like Peta gets the freeze, but now Lag returns the freeze as well. Oh, big though. Laganarium hitting onto the Venge and Peta hitting a big barrage at that same moment, stacking about 60 damage in that tick. VLSer hits a 0. Laganarium gets frozen. An 11. Peta works with the DD, hits a 2 into a 27 Void Waker. Peta also hits that Vengeance. A 0 VLS though from Peta. A 9 Ice Barrage. Fresh freezes Peta. Laganarium will be unfrozen, looking for DD control. 15 VLS on that melee prayer. A VLS 28 on the melee prayer. Good reads by Peta. A 31 VLSer again on the prayer. Four for 0. Bit of splashing. 46 though. 46 Jab breaks the dry streak. Peta hitting the massive. Peta gets frozen with a 16, but it was on Vengeance, so he sends a bit of that damage back. But now, Laganarium fresh frozen with a 22, but that was on Vengeance as well. Vengeance a bit of that damage back. A 5 for a 4. Peta 51 VLS. Followed by a 10 Blood Barrage. Shows the VLS, fakes the barrage that doesn't hit, and then Peta gets fresh frozen. A 23 Ice Barrage. Crazy move though. "19 Ice Barrage freezes Laganarium. Bit of a hit on the Venge for both of these dudes. A 24 for a 10, favoring Peta. A 43 Javelin to follow that all up. A 19 Peta can't seem to miss. No spec for either of them. A 40 Jav though from Peta. The Heart Prayer is up. A 27 procs the Redemption. Laganarium with only 16 HP. A 10 procs the Redemption again. Laganarium getting a third chance at this fight. Hits a 17. Peta does have a VLS. Laganarium 10% until he has his own. The VLSer has 16 on the prayer. Procs the Redemption. A third Redemption proc of the fight. Laganarium, can he hold on? No. I was gonna say, could he hold on to get 10% spec, and it ticked up as he died. Laganarium shows the claws. Goes for the bras though. Neither of the hits. Okay, claw from Peta, 10 barrage from Laganarium, followed by an 11 bolt from Lag. Lag with an early start, but gets frozen. A 2 ice barrage. Double splashes. Oh, a claw. 30-something claw. Coming out from Peta. Lag still with both of his specs. Flashes some barrages. Catches with a 14. Shows the claws. Goes for it. A 20 claw on the prayer. $17 Ice Barrage. A 1 for 0 whip. A 1 bolt. And now Laganarium caught with a 9 Ice Barrage. $16 for a 4 trade favoring PETA. But now 13 lands for lag. A 43 whip from PETA though. A claw. A 10 claw. And the freeze 15 coming out from PETA. Frozen next to PETA. But now PETA unfrozen. Working with the DD. Gets hit a 7 bolt. The 38 whip though for the 13 Ice Barrage favoring Laganarium. A 42 bolt from PETA. Six Barrage catches Laganarium. A 16 whip to follow it up. Laganarium's down 50 damage. No spec for either of these dudes. $21 bolt proc from Laganarium. Needs a bit more of those. 10 Ice Barrage freezes PETA. Laganarium starts to cook with the DD. Earns a free hit with that whip. It's a 0 whip. 11 bolt from PETA. A 4 Blood Barrage from Laganarium. A 5 Blood Barrage from Laganarium. PETA splashing multiple times in a row. Not hitting that whip either. PETA a bit of unlucky. The barrage is splashing though from lag. Now gets fresh frozen. A 1 from PETA. The whip hits nothing. 20 damage between these. A 22 for a 9 favoring Laganarium. A claw. It was humble. A 16. A 15 Ice Barrage catches PETA. No, it was 1 took off of the refreeze. Oh no, he was frozen. He was just I don't know. I'm cooked. 19 damage between them. Laganarium has spec. PETA's been camping that melee prayer, not wanting to get those claws. A 24 Ice Barrage catches PETA, but this roughly same time with Laganarium. And Lag make big work of this spec. He's up 50 damage at this point. A 41 bolt for Laganarium. A 22 Blood Barrage to follow that up. He's getting all of the hits on the second half of this fight. Although PETA hits a 29. Laganarium sends a 30 claw. And then catches the refreeze. No, they're same time frozen. PETA hits a 12. Bunch of splashes for both of them. A 6 Blood Barrage for PETA. A 20 bolt to follow that up. A 2 bolt from Laganarium. An 8 freeze. Laganarium gets the fresh freeze with the whip hit, but now same time frozen. That 10 Ice Barrage into a 33 Blood Barrage from PETA. Whip hits hitting nothing. The barrage is splashing. With the bolt hitting a 30. Flashes the whip hit, goes back to it for a 38. He fakeyed the fakey. That's such a good idea. PETA catches with a 4 Ice Barrage though. Laganarium down 20 damage now. There was a 100 damage swing in the past like 10 hits. And PETA hits a 24 whip and is going to have spec. He's going to have spec way sooner than Lag. He's about to have it. In fact, he has it right now. Hits a 42 bolt. Does he send it? He fakies the whip into the barrage. It doesn't hit. Laganarium has 54 HP and he claws a Chancer. PETA was showing them. Laganarium gets fresh frozen a 0. Then the massive claw. It was like a 55 into the 23 barrage. Rip. Good fight. Like, when it gets into the... I guess we'll see. Okay, fireworks. We're going. Looks like they're same time frozen next to each other. Couple big bolts. The AGS on prayer doesn't hit for Laganarium. Yeah, Peta's stream is way behind. 16 for a 6 whip hit, favoring Peta. 28 Blood Barrage though for the 18 AGS spec, favoring Laganarium. And then a massive 36 bolt from Lag, steps in, makes Peta pray melee, thinking the AGS was going to follow up that bolt, and sends another bolt. Doesn't get it though. 21 Barrage, fresh freezes Peta. 8 whip into the 17 whip for Peta. A 4 Blood Barrage does land for Laganarium. A 47 AGS out from Peta. A 15 Barrage. Peta lands, steps under into the 14 Staff Bash. Peta HP sitting pretty low, and Laganarium did have a spec that whole time, but Peta just confident he's not going to send the ante. 34 Barrage lands on the melee prayer. 10 follows that up from Peta, but Laganarium with the DD control will reset his HP under there. Sends a big 21 Barrage. That back bolt, 15 onto Peta. A whip hit that doesn't land. A 2 Ice Barrage from Peta that fresh freezes Laganarium as he's unfrozen. A 20 for a 13 favoring Laganarium though. 7 bolt lands for Lag. 10 Blood Barrage lands for Peta. A 12 Barrage lands for Peta. And now Laganarium is fresh frozen with a 14 Barrage. Are they frozen same time next to each other now? Yes, they are. A 26 Blood Barrage lands for Peta. A 7 to follow that up. Peta's up 60 damage. A 20 Blood Barrage to follow that up. $31 Blood Barrage. Yo, what is this? There's something that happens before Laganarium's barrages land. What is that? What is that? A 35 Blood Barrage lands. But a Peta lands a 30 barrage. These barrages are going crazy. 13 for 11 traded Laganarium's favor. Bolt. Oh, a 24 AGS traded for a 43 AGS. Peta's hitting way bigger. Peta's now at 50 damage in this fight. None of them have spec. The same time freeze. Favoring the guy who's ahead. The bolt proc of 15. A 14 on Laganarium. Nothing's hitting that Staff Bash. You hate to see it. A 9 Barrage lands for Lag, but a 7 Barrage lands for Peta. Now they're same timed. 14 for a 13, favoring Peta. A 4 Blood Barrage landing for Peta. 16 Ice Barrage for Peta, but a 23 Blood Barrage lands for Laganarium. 8 Blood Barrage for a 12 that procs the redemption. Lag with 19 HP left. Lag hits a big 19 barrage of his own into the 17 bolter. A 10 redemption. A procs redemption. Lag with 24 HP now. Peta with 38 HP. No hard food. No nothing. Laganarium gets hit a 30 bolt proc to get taken out the game. Damn, both the semifinals were 3-0. Alright, we're waiting for fireworks. It's time. We're starting in the maximum NH setup. Laganarium's is a bit ahead, so we'll focus on that one. But Lag does get fresh frozen first of the fight. Reese frozen in halberd range, nearly same time as Lag. Lag hits a 10 bolt into a 36 bolt, massive. 36 halberd though returned from Reese. 20 bolt from Reese. A Voidbreaker going in onto the magical prayer, and then a 37 Voidbreaker onto Lag's magical prayer from Reese. Reese getting a little bit better of that exchange. The same time for Reese though, out of halberd range. Big Barrage landing, 22 Blood Barrage lands for Laganarium. Nothing really hitting for either dude. 4 blood barrage for lag, 4 ice barrage for Reese. Unfrozen is both of them. 13 though. Ice barrage catches Reese into a 29 bolt. Laganarium cooking on the DD. Nope. Gets hit a 40 bolt to stop all of his momentum. Will stop and eat. Reset the fight with that DD. Reese will be unfrozen momentarily. .41 bolt from Reese into a 48 Albert. Holy damage. He uses the DD to get his HP back up, but then takes a 32 bolt the moment he steps out. Reese up 150 damage early on. Nothing really. Okay, a 21 halberd from Reese. Into a 40 bolt from Reese. Okay. Reese starting to cook again. And a 35 Voidwaker onto the magical prayer of Laganarian, but Lag is down 250 damage. Lag has 80 spec. Could he make some magic happen? Reese, at this point, just has to not get KO'd and he cruises to the game 1. Bolts hitting nothing. The 12 Blood Barrage landing into a 33 Voidwaker from Lag, but that's not going to be enough to close the gap. Still 200 damage deficit, 230 damage. Now they're frozen same time in halberd range. Bunch of barrages splashing. 19 halberd hitting for Laganarium. A 5 blood barrage as well to follow that up. A 12 bolt from Reese. Lag has 50% spec. Shows the Voidwaker. Not able to get it though because he is frozen. Hits a 21 bolt on the Reese. 33 Voidwaker from Reese though. Off prayer. Into a 34 barrage and he doesn't even get a spec. Good fight. Down 300 damage is tough. Reese pre-pots the Diet Coke. Shows the claws. Goes with a bolt that doesn't land. The staff bash from Lag. But now Lag catches the freeze. A 43 whip though. Reese sends like a 25 or a 30 claw at that time. Lag getting the better of it. Sends a 0 claw though. On the tank. On the melee prayer. Follows it up with a 26 bolt. Okay. But not enough. Not enough. 27 blood barrage lands for Reese. Reese with a bit of DD control, but Lag will be unfrozen shortly. 32 bolt. 31 bolt, sorry, from Lag. A 23 bolt to follow that up. A big 45, a 44 claw. Nine Ice Barrage though. Catches Laganarium, followed by a 28 from Reese. Lag's up 70 damage. Comfortable lead, but can turn around way too quickly. A big bolt, 31 bolt proc from Reese. Reese, the step back barrage hits a 23. Laganarium catches an 18 barrage of his own, but they are same time frozen. Reese shows the claws. Bolt proc is 16 on range prayer. On Lag, a 26 blood barrage to follow that up. Into a 1 blood barrage, and then that ice barrage, a 12 from Reese, not in time to refreeze. The big bolt on robes though, 32 bolt on Reese's robes, and then Reese gets frozen, a 13 ice barrage. But now Lag, same time frozen next to him, a 15. Then Lag sends a 21 bolter. A claw, humble 2, tanked it. Reese hoping for more there, 23 bolt from Lag. Lag is up 140 damage. Looking to cruise to game 3, 1-1. Can Reese make anything happen here? Lag gets frozen to 15. Reese looks over. I don't know what he's saying. He's yapping, maybe talking to himself. It's a 42 bolt, or sorry, 42 whipper. Reese says it's not over, buddy, but does get hit a 33 barrage. Fresh frozen, lag steps under. Whippers not hitting. The 33 barrage connects for Laganarium. Reese lands a 9 ice barrage of his own to regain DD control. Zero for zero whips. A claw hits a 27. A 19 whip to follow that up. And a 31 whip to follow that up. Reese bringing the damage deficit to 70. Laganarium with a claw strike though hits a 16 ice barrage. Gets the refreeze. A 25 barrage lands on the Reese. A 22 bolt to follow that up. A bolt proc. Laganarium 31 ice barrage onto Reese. Reese hitting only a 9 whip to hit him back, but does get the freeze of 13 ice barrage to stop Laganarium's momentum. Does feel temporary though. Lag still up 150 damage. And Lag has spec. I imagine Reese might have one spec though. Can't see. Lag catches the freeze. No, same time. 16 for a 4, favoring Lag. 16 ice barrage from Reese, followed by a 25 blood barrage from Laganarium. A 15 blood barrage lands for Lag. Reese showing the heart prayer, hoping for redemption procs. Reese is out of food. And Lag goes for the claw spec. No, gets hit a 40. Hits a 0 on his claws as he's running in. Lag with the step back bolt hits a 32. Good fight. We're going 1-1 game 3. There we go. A freeze for Laganarium into the 34 VLS onto the vengeance of Reese into a 36 VLS. He's taking big damage out this in the beginning of this fight. Sends a 27 javelin back at Laganarium. Jab's not hitting for Reese. 14 barrage connecting for Lag. 11 for Reese into a 30 VLS on that melee prayer. Good prayer by Laganarium. 11 barrage catches for Lag, and then bit of a trade of vengeance damage. And then Reese throws a jab spec. I don't know if he meant to do that because he's a bit animated after that one. It did hit nothing. 42 VLS though. Was that on prayer? Must have been maximum or barely off prayer. I'm not too sure which one it was, but it was massive nonetheless from Laganarium. 21 blood barrage. Follow that up from Reese. A 22 ice barrage freezes Reese. A 0 jab on Reese's robes though. And now Laganarium frozen off with a 4. Hits a 20 on Reese's Venge with a jab. 13 blood barrage lands for Lag. 32 blood barrage lands for Reese though. A VLSer 7. Pretty low. It was on the melee prayer too. A 1 ice barrage freezes Reese. A 3 blood barrage to follow that up. A 16 jab. A 21 VLS onto the melee prayer and vengeance of Reese. A 43 something hit onto Laganarium's vengeance. And Reese sitting crazy low for a moment. Lag is up. Oh my. I was going to say Lag's up 100 damage and then hits a 40 something javelin. And now he's up 150 damage, followed up by a 33 VLS on the melee prayer. And then a 45 damage stack coming out from Reese. Hits big and Lag hits onto his Venge, but Reese is out of everything. He is out of hope for game number 3. Laganarium takes his armor off. A little bit of showboating. Maybe hoping to pop the Venge There it is. Oh, he pops Avenge into the Redemption proc. He wasn't really planning for that one. But surely comfortably takes this one. Good fight. 2-1. It's about to start. Game 4. We're on Zerker bracket. And it's the same time freeze. A 15 Blood Barrage falls it up for a 13 Blood Barrage in Laganarium's favor. A 31 for a 16 again in Laganarium's favor. And now 15 Blood Barrage landing for Laganarium. A 19 Blood Barrage landing for Laganarium. He can't miss an 18 Bolt. Has he actually missed? A 32 Barrage following it up. A 14 Blood Barrage following that up. He steps in. Hits a 23 Bolter. A 12 AGS that also doesn't miss, but it was on that melee prayer. And then he catches a refreeze. A 19 Blood Barrage. He hasn't missed. A 10 Blood Barrage. He hasn't missed. That's his first miss of the fight, bro. 150 damage up in this fight. Actually insane accuracy. 22 Barrage. Reese goes in for the 18. It was off prayer just by a moment. A 22 Bolter. A max Bolter on the prayer from Laganarium. Lag still has a spec. Reese, I think he still has a spec as well. But Lag is up nearly 200 damage. 14 Blood Barrage connects for him. But a 21 Bolt return from Reese. Not out yet. Oh, a 24 exchange for a 16. I think those are both on melee prayer. That was a good anti-try by Reese, though. I like that vision. Reese sitting so low. Lag in there and can't stop doing damage on these low defense. 15 Barrage into a 16 Bolt. Reese is down to hard food. A 31 Whip. Was that a 31 Whip on the prayer? Falls it up by a 12. Lag knows that he might just be cruising to the $2,000. He looks so calm about it. Reese looking for anything back in this fight. Down to 175 damage. It's hard to believe. It's hard to imagine. Reese with a 26 Bolt, though. That's the beginning of it. Gets frozen a 4. Reese hits a 16 for a 13. I gets a bit of a reset. Hits a step out 17 Bolt. 4 Bolt proc onto Lag. Now 7 Barrage freezes Laganarium. Reese trying to cook with the DD. Laganarium about to have an AGS spec. He's at 40%. 19 Whip hits for Reese. 17 Blood Barrage hits for Reese. Reese closes the damage gap to 100. And if he can get a spec of his own, it's doable. A 26 Bolt from Reese. He's starting to believe. An 18 for a 3. Laganarium gets fresh frozen. Reese's Whip doesn't hit. And then follows it up by an 11 Barrage. Reese down to a 70 damage deficit. Laganarium with a couple of brew sips and a couple of angler food. Reese down to absolutely nothing. But he's locked in. He doesn't have to think about eating. All he has to think about is prayers and attacks. Sends a 7 AGSer and then gets hit a 37 off prayer, though. Not ideal for Reese. If you're hoping to take this one to game 5, 16 Bolt proc for Reese. 21 Bolt proc for Reese. Or sorry, Bolt, just normal Bolt. 33 Bolt from Reese. He's doing it. A 7 Bolt from Reese. He's possibly doing it. A 25 Whipper from Reese. Can he actually? A 17 Bolt proc. Reese putting together a miracle run. A 32 Bolt proc. Procs the redemption. And to a 32 Ice Barrage. Takes Laganarium out the game. We're actually going to game 5. We're actually going to a game 5. There's literally no way. I genuinely can't believe that ending. That's almost more unbelievable than the triple redemption earlier. That's big. He's up tremendous. Fireworks are on. Game 5 of the lower bracket grand finals for $2,000. And Reese with an early 37 Barrage into a 19 Barrage. Laganarium tries to send an anti-DDS that hits nothing. A 12 Ice Barrage landing for Reese. Reese connecting everything. A 22 DDS trades for a 22 Barrage. Laganarium with the freeze control, but he's already down 100 damage. Laganarium does get fresh frozen. Right next to Reese, a 24 for a 23. Both Blood Barrages traded. 22 for a 12 in Reese's favor. A 14 bolt for Reese. Reese is cooking with the momentum. 17 Ice Barrage. Reese is up 150 damage on Pierce. He just can't stop hitting. Gets... Laganarum's getting the freeze control, but... An 8 DDS is not going to be it. A 14 bolt to follow that up. Reese playing good defensive. A 16 DDS from Laganarium. A 32 DDS from Reese. Answers back, but then a big 39 barrage freezes Reese. A 9 DDS to follow that up on Reese's prayer. Good prayer by Reese. Reese still up 100 damage. 28 blood barrage though. Evening that gap. 18 blood barrage to follow that up. 13 for a 15 favoring Reese just barely. 22 blood barrage though from Laganarium. A 42 DDS from Reese. Laganarium needs to lock in if he's going to win this one. A 22 Ice Barrage freezes him in his tracks. A 26 for 14 does favor Laganarium. But Reese stepping under with that DD control, easily resetting his HP. 14 for the 13. A 5 DDSer. Laganarium had a good melee prayer. Sends a 1-0 DDS on the Reese prayer. And then a 9 for 4. Laganarium did get that 4 staff bash. Not ideal. 11 bolt to follow that up. 21 for a 15 favoring Laganarium. 7 for a 13 though favoring Reese. A 20 bolt to follow that up. A 0 bolt from Reese. 50 damage between them. Laganarium about to have enough spec. Reese, I think, just showed that he had enough spec. Down to the wire. Laganarium, 2 hard food. 1 hard food, 71 HP. Hits a 2 blood barrage, but Reese hits a 20 ice barrage to freeze him in his tracks. It hits a 9 DDS on Reese's melee prayer. Reese follows it up with a 10, but Lag gets a 14. Lag with a good melee prayer gets a 9 DDS on that melee prayer. Reese with 2 hard food left, 82 HP. Laganarium with no hard food left. Gets hit a 23. He's left with 33 HP. Now 25 HP after that 8 bolt. A 9 Ice Barrage into the 22 Ice Bolter, and Reese is just $2,000 wealthier now. Plus 2K. Easy for Reese off the Game 4 Insano comeback. Let's go. Game 1 is on for $5,000. Auto block. Getting DD'd early on. It looks like both their streams are equal, so this is good. A 40 Void Waker coming out from Peta. Peta going in with the VLSer? No, gets frozen off into the 18 jab. Oh, Autobox sends a 54 VLS spec. Bench hitting nothing back. Autobot gets frozen a 19. Gets a 49 massive maximum bolt, or a jab, I guess. A 39 VLS to follow that up. That was on melee prayer, nearly maximum. Big jab from Peta, a 30, but it hit onto Autoblock's Vengeance. A 16 barrage on Autoblock as he was walking under, and Peta was looking for the anti-VLS, but Autoblock's movement, his pathing, enabled him to get that DD and avoid that spec. A big barrage catches Autoblock, a 17, but Auto hit a massive jab. A big VLSer, a 27 onto Autoblock's Venge. He knew that Peta was about to send that as he gets unfrozen. The classic spec. A 20 blood blitz lands for Peta. Couple of splashes. Peta looks like he catches, but now no. Same time frozen. Otis hits a 23 onto Peta's Vengeance though. And then a big jab. A 40 something jab from Peta. Into the 11 blood barrage. An 11 or an 18 for a 10. Autobot getting the better of those trades. A 17 hits onto Autobot's Vengeance. But now Autobot re-frozen. Peta up 60 damage. That's not enough, though, because Odablock has 80% spec. That's more than enough. Peta sends a 38 VLS spec, though. He will need a couple more of those. A 30 Ice Barrage lands on the Peta. 14 Jab lands onto Oda. A 38 VLSer from Odablock. Odablock hits the Vengeance, and then a 47. Oh, wait, I think Peta hit a 47 and it venged back the 35? Is that what it was? A 21 Blood Barrage landing for Peta. Gets the DD control, but now Peta's only up 13 damage. 11 VLSer. Hoping for more there. A 5 jab to follow that up. A 52 Void Waker. From Odablock into a 57 VLSer. He's not happy. He's not happy. He says, what can you do? Game 1 for $5,000. A big 25 claw out the gate from Peta. And Peta catches the freeze. Now 7 for 5. Odablock getting the better of the Ice Barrages. At the same time, frozen away from each other. 9 Blood Barrage lands for Oda. 1 Blood Barrage lands for Peta. 1 Blood Barrage lands for Oda. 24 Whip, though, lands for Oda. Now it's on Peta's melee prayer, and then a massive 60 Claw comes out from Peta into the barrage. Gets the refreeze. Does Staff Bash. Loses a bit of momentum for it, but still cooking hard. Peta up early in damage. A whip hit. A 33 big whip hit from Peta. Oda looking for the freezes. Catches a 5 Ice Barrage. Follows up by a 20 Ice Barrage. Odablock on the DD. 29. Barrage hits into a 35-ish. Claw from Odablock. Six from Peta. Zero whip hits, nothing hitting. Odablock hitting an 11 barrage into a 10 barrage. Peta can't seem to get some hits going in this fight. A 9 hits for Odablock, but now a 28 for a 3. Peta does get the refreeze, but takes the way worse end of that trade. Now 21 lands for Odablock. Peta gets under, but 34 for 19. Again, Odablock getting the better of that trade. So Peta with the DD control, but has to use a bit of his bruise to keep hitting back. Now Peta down to no bruise, only hard food. 37 for a 28 bolt, favoring Odablock. Odablock is now up in damage, but just barely. 3 damage between them, basically even. 13 Ice Barrage, fresh freezes Odablock. A big 23 bolt proc from Peta. Odablock has Claw Spec, though. Peta, he has one as well. A big claw. A 35 claw from Odablock into a 37 claw from Peta. I think Odablock had melee prayer on for that. I'm not sure, actually. Good enough. 17 for a 13, favoring Odablock. Odablock is down 20 damage. Can Peta close this one out? 51 bolt proc on Odablock. And now a 21 barrage for 16. Peta looking for the ending to this fight, but Odablock catches a big refreeze. Odablock on that DD control, but Peta's about to be unfrozen. Peta showing the whip, fakies the bolt, hits a 12 bolt proc. Peta camping that melee prayer, gets hit a 31 bolt proc from Odablock. Peta looking for something, throws a bolt out, doesn't hit. Odablock splashing multiple in a row. Peta can't get a hit either. Peta catches his freeze. And then Oda hits a massive anti-claw. It was like a 45 anti-claw as Peta was running in. A 24 for 32 whip hits favoring Odablock. Forced to eat his remaining food. Peta at 98 HP, nothing left. Odablock 82 HP, nothing left. Peta 30% spec, but does he last? Does he see the 50% spec mark? Can he get another spec? Odablock definitely will not. Odablock sits a 31 bolt proc though. A big bolt from Peta, a 28. Odablock catches a freeze though for Ice Barrage. Steps in for the DD control. Odablock hits a, no, gets frozen a 19 Ice Barrage and then hits a 9 bolt. It's even in damage. Odablock's up 8 damage. It's neck and neck. 54 HP to 30 HP. The whip hitting nothing for Peta. The bolt step back hits a 14. Doesn't proc the redemption. The barrage hits nothing. That's 16. Ice Barrage connects for Odablock. Odablock gets frozen off a 9, but hits a 25 Ice Barrage and then gets taken out of the game with a 36 or a 38. Massive to get past. Not only the redemption, but Odablock also hit a big blood barrage, so he was sitting in like very comfortable HP, very redemption procable. It's 1-1, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. Fight time. Game 3, 1-1. Same time freeze to start the fight. A 22 bolter onto Odablock. 7 barrage for a 16. Odablock getting the better of it. 36 massive from Odablock. A 26 for a 15 though, favoring Peta. A 22 maximum bolt, another. That's the second max bolt on Oda so far. 17 for a 5, favoring Peta. He shows the AGS, but then gets frozen off. A maximum hit, 18 on the magical prayer. Now, Oda also frozen. Big barrage, 33 blood barrage, connecting for Peta. A 10 ice blitz, connecting for Oda. The AGSer, a 5 off the prayer. Good moment. A 19 ice barrage doesn't refreeze Oda. Now that 0 does refreeze, but the 10 for the 19 favoring Peta. They're refrozen. 16 blood barrage lands for Peta. A 22 blood barrage lands for Peta. Oda answering only with a 1 bolt that whole time. An 8 for a 6 favoring Oda. An 8 whip coming in from Peta. He fakies in the AGSer. Then gets hit a 36 bolt from Odablock, but then catches the freeze. A fresh freeze of a 16. A 21 for a 7 favoring Odablock, trading bolts. 18 bolt proc though for Peta. Peta's frozen off with a 3 into a 21 AGS. Good melee prayer by Peta. 15 for a 0. Bolts exchange. Peta is hitting. A 52 AGS off the prayer. Good spec by Odablock. But now a big barrage from Peta. A 23 into a 46 AGSer. Peta with a string of damage. Up 100 damage in this fight. 20 for a 16. Barrages exchange. Fresh frozen next to each other. Just kidding. Odablock to be unfrozen. A 24. Was that a 24 staff bash? A 14 bolt. A 29 blood barrage from Odablock. Odablock brought this back. It was more than 100 damage deficit, and now nearly 30. 17 blood barrage lands. Only 18 damage between them. Odablock down to hard food. 3 hard food. Peta with 3 hard food plus a bruise hit. Nearly even. 18 blood barrage landing for Odablock. A 10 for a 1 favoring Odablock. An AGS whack that doesn't hit. And a 32 bolt from Peta. DD resetting the fight. An 11 whip hit into a 23 bolt from Peta. Odablock catches the freeze though. It wasn't a refreeze. A 16 barrage, ice barrage from Peta is a refreeze. Steps under DD. A 6 whip hit. Gets a free hit. What's it gonna be? A 25 blood barrage. A 10 staff bash, but he's frozen nearly the same time next to Odablock. A 6 AGS on the prayer, but it was so low HP, it still was a chance. A 20-something whip takes Odablock out the game, and Peta going up 2-1. That one looked way better for him. We're off. Game 4 is on, and we're in the maximum NH set. A 42 bolt though from Peta to start this fight off. And it was a bolt proc. A big, another 42 bolt. What the hell was this bolt RNG from PETA early on? And now they're same time frozen in halberd range. 28 bolt. Odablock is screaming about this RNG and PETA loving it. He's loving it. The mental damage, dude. 4 for 0. Odablock getting some damage on, but Oda's down 160 damage to start this fight. A massive Voidwaker coming out, and then a 26 Voidwaker on the magical prayer. Odablock doing well to read that doublet, but Oda's down 180 damage in 15 hits. That's a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage. Odablock's not happy about that, but Oda does have full spec. You know what I mean? Oda does have full spec and a halberd. Anything can happen in this setup. PETA looking for some halberd action. Gets it. A 29 for 0. Oda, his halberd not hitting the same. Odablock hits a 13 Voidwaker on the magic prayer. PETA reading the situation. Knows Oda's just trying to get anything on the board. 14 Ice Barrage does catch Odablock, but then a 34 bolt returned from PETA. Throws game 5 might have been run away with. A 28 bolt from PETA. The halberd hitting nothing for Oda. The bolts can't stop hitting. A 15 halberd, but PETA catches a 12 Ice Barrage into a 10 bolter. Into a 14 bolter. A bunch of free hits earned. A halberd that doesn't hit. An 8 for PETA. A 15 bolt to follow that up. Bros, in 30 hits, Oda is down 300 damage. A staff bash from PETA, a 31 from Oda, a 34 bolt to follow that up. He's trying to cook with these bolts, trying to make PETA pray mage, but Odablock gets frozen. A 33, a 10 for an 8 favoring PETA, a 13 blood barrage landing on Odablock. The bolter coming out from PETA, nothing. Odablock, it's a 44 halberd though, brings the deficit down to only 200 damage in 40 hits. Odablock does have spec. PETA 10% away from his own spec. PETA frozen, fresh frozen, followed by a 4 bolt from Oda. Halberd showing. No, the ZCB, a 44 for a 36. A 39 Voidwaker on the prayer to follow that up. A massive Voidwaker. That actually would have KO'd PETA if he didn't get that prayer. So he just knew he had to pray melee or mage there. Odablock out of food. PETA 50 Voidwaker will chip into Odablock's remaining HP. Oda has 46 HP left. A 17 Ice Barrage though catches PETA. PETA with 3 anglers left. It's a 21 halberd. Oda takes a 12 bolter. A 34 lands for Odablock. A 37 lands for Odablock. Odablock is nearly at 50% spec. The unthinkable might happen. Oda is only down 70 damage. Oda has a Voidwaker spec at this moment. Oda has 32 HP, but a couple of redemption procs could change that. A 21 barrage lands for both of them, but Oda freezes his opponent. Oda's getting the DD. Oda 11 HP left. Sends the Voidwaker, 35 on the magical prayer. And oh my... Oda just hit a massive bolter or a massive halberd. I didn't even see what it was. There's no way. They both have the same face right now. They just both can't believe it. I can't believe it. Bros, I think we just saw one of the greatest fights of all time. I think that was an insanely good fight. Game 5, bros. Good luck. Same time froze. A big 23 bolt coming out from PETA. An 11 bolt to follow that up for a 2 bolt from Odablock. 10 for a 3 favoring PETA. 22 blood barrage lands for Odablock. A 5 for a 34 big ice blitz landing for Odablock into a massive 41 DDSer. Was that a DDSer on the prayer? 41. 24 ice barrage lands for Oda. 24 DDS to follow that up. That was off prayer. Could have been insanely big. A 4 DDS on the prayer though. Odablock sending him early. Peta hasn't sent a spec yet. Down 100 damage. There's his first spec of the fight. A 16, followed by a 12. What he's hoping for. Zew? A Zew for a 17. And Peta gets frozen a 15. Odablock gets frozen a 21. Right next to each other. Odablock getting a bit better of these trades. But there's not much between them. 50 damage ahead now for Odablock. A 24 bolt lands for Oda. A 7 bolt lands for Oda. But now a 16 bolt lands for Peta. Odablock splashing some freeze control. Peta getting his, a 13 ice barrage. Now Peta with the DD control. A 9 for a 3 though, favoring Odablock and freezes Peta off. A 29 for a 19, favoring Peta. Same time frozen next to each other. The DSIM shown, fakies to the bolt. A 14, but a 28 bolt lands for Oda into a 26. Big DSIMmy whack. Peta hits an 18 bolt of his own. Lands the fresh freeze. It's a 19 ice barrage, but then gets frozen off. A 10. Peta hits a 17 bolt into a 6 though. Odablock, his health bar looking pretty low. Is down to only hard foods. Odablock only 20 damage ahead in this fight. But does have 2 spec. Peta's barely about to have 1. There's a spec. 26 DDS. Odablock sends 1, but now gets fresh frozen. No, it was just barely not in time. Odablock with a 36 ice barrage into a 10 DDS on the melee prayer. Peta is down to 2 hard food, 1 hard food now. Odablock up 100 damage. Peta with a DDS to send, and he's going to need every bit of it if he's going to take this $5,000. A 14 blood barrage lands a 21 on the Odablock melee prayer. Good prayer by Oda. Could have been a disaster, but instead, Odablock looking to take this one home. Odablock about to have his own spec of his. He's just about to have it. 25 spec now. Does have it. Odablock with the freeze control. 4 for a 5 favoring Peta. A 20 for a 7 favoring Peta again, but then a 25 DDSer from Odablock. A 19 ice barrage though. Freezes Oda right next to him. Peta about to be unfrozen. Steps under with the 18 bolt. No, just out of time. 15 blood barrage lands for Odablock. Peta left with 18 HP. The DDSer a 27 on that melee prayer. Right as the spec ticked up to give him a 21 HP left after that. Redemption proc 24 HP left on Odablock. Peta's looking for anything. No. He tried, dude. Odablock just takes him out the game. The bolt doesn't land and they hug each other. They say, good job. Odablock takes the $5,000. He is the best on the day. He's the best on the couple of days. And Odablock takes it home, dude. Honestly, it was well earned. It was well earned. Can't say I wasn't. The winner, Mr. Block, the LAN champion. Well played. GG's. Good fights. But that is definitely all we got for today. Because, ladies and gentlemen, not starting, but ending. We are ending, my dudes. Today was a fucking banger. I hope you guys enjoyed. It was a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed all of it, honestly. This is the end of... There was 4 days of quals. There was yesterday of like the multi shenanigans. And then there's today, the single LAN finale. And so if you guys are here for any of it, if you were here for all of it, if you at least enjoyed even 1 fucking femtosecond of it, I'm glad to hear it, man. I hope you did. I really do. Because it was a lot of fun. We're going to keep doing this. I'm really glad. Okay, you know what was the coolest part of this? Is that this was a PvP event a couple weeks after DMM All-Stars. And we wrote a bit of code that enabled us to cast both of it accidentally. You know, like we didn't even think about casting future events. We just kind of wrote it for DMM. But we wrote it in such a way that it just kind of works for shit like this. So we're looking forward to more. I'm probably going to have to make some changes though. It's not perfect. But it's pretty good. It's pretty good to enable us to do shit like this. Hope you guys like the cave casting because there will definitely be more. But not today, man. Let's fuck off for today. Hope everyone has a good rest of their Sunday. And if you didn't enjoy, that's okay anyways, dude. That's okay anyways. GY for hanging out. Honestly, respect. If you didn't enjoy but you're still hanging out, you might be a bigger W. I'll see you guys tomorrow.